always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
Let the sheep stay asleep. I'm not here to wake you up. I came to implode you.
Get you a word. Nana nana boo boo.
My bad. Didn't know I was muted. Again, what up though? I done fucked the whole intro up. Anyway, so today we gonna review we're gonna review the Anton Daniels and Yada Awakening debate. But before we do that, let me get into the chat. Commander, what up, 9? Appreciate you. Gary, Mr. Busted Down Brown, Mr. 33, what up, 9? Appreciate you. Prayers, what up, though? What up, though, fam? Appreciate you. Man, I appreciate y'all telling me I was muted. Wasn't that long, okay? But yeah, y'all seen how animated I was? Yeah, we was doing it. But yeah, so yeah, we go get into this. We go get into the debate. You know, I was talking a little bit about it yesterday, and I got a comment, and it was a super chat attached to it. So I said, you know what, let's do it. You know, so yeah, we go get into that. We're about to get into that now. So shout out to Tay. We're gonna see if Tay coming through. But what up? How y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling? Did y'all get a chance to check it out? If not, it's okay. We're gonna break it down. Now, another reason I wanted to break this down because a lot of the stuff, you know, we've been talking about over here, I can show you in this video. I can show you how it's, you know, done in real time. So I'm gonna be more or less breaking down the tactics they use because to me, this wasn't even a debate. They talk more about each other than the actual subject or the topic that was put on hand. They more or less talked about each other. So one more than the other, but they both did it. So to me, it wasn't really a debate. It was more like of a argument, you know. But a lot of things was done in this video, so we're gonna check it out. And shout out, I forgot these people's name. Hardly. Shout out to the people who own the rights to this video. I do not own the rights to this video, but yeah, shout out to them. What is it? Hardly initiated. Okay, so yeah. So I am gonna be stopping and going throughout the video. Let me just get this set up right here. And that way I can still look at my chat and rock out. So, okay. Y'all can see that good? Yeah, it's good on there. So, okay. So there we go. Fair use. We are reviewing this, reacting to this video for educational and learning purposes. So, fair use. Yeah, if they do, then I know their name now. You know, we all learn. You know,
man.
Absolutely,
I'm ready.
Absolutely. So let's actually start here because some people, they may not be familiar with the individual sitting at the table. So what I want to do is slightly familiarize yourself with their talking points, with their stances, what they standing on. And let's actually start here with my brother Yada coming straight here out the A. Thank you so much for coming up here and joining us today. Yada was very serious about wanting this to be an in-person meeting of the men here today, because it's a lot of important conversations happening online. And I want to bring some clarity. All right, with brothers with two different philosophies sitting here today, we're going to bring some clarity. Let's play a clip to familiarize people with the brother Yada.
Some clarity.
When a man says, where's the good women at? That translates, I'm a feminine man looking for women to take care of. Masculine men bring the femininity out of any woman around them. How can you move into a woman's home and not remove her worries? You don't love her. You're reaching off of her. Now she's depressed. This is why she lost respect for you. At minimum, a man should have $300,000 US in his savings account. 50,000 of that goes to your new bride. Before y'all get married here, I love you, hits 50,000. The other 50,000 go on a deposit of your new family house.
Hold on. There we go.
That's strong.
There we
strong
go.
philosophy there.
Just giving them a piece of
just
it. Just the taste, because I want you to understand this is the and look at Anton. But first,
so I mean, you know, everybody got their own perspective. I mean, he just elevated. You know, is that reasonable? Not to the majority, I don't believe. But is it obtainable? Yeah. You know, set your expectations high. And I ain't making no excuses. Me personally, I think it's BS, right? But yeah. So anyway, let me play.
Well, I got to get the view here, the brothers, Lano. Let me see both faces.
Yeah.
We got to already. I need to be looking at these brothers the entire show.
For the whole show.
The entire show. We need to see these brothers' faces here. Okay. And I also.
You're a funny guy. You're a funny guy. Hilarious.
And you know, Anton is equally as influential as he's been online for. I mean, it's close to it. Is it close to a decade now, Anton?
Yes, sir.
We was looking at some old videos, man. I think we see one video. You was in a motorcycle headed to like a abandoned stadium.
You got to give people the journey. You can't just show up one day and then have some type of philosophy, because I think that that's what happens with preachers, right? That's what happens with people that finesse the community. That's what's happening with our political landscape. So I think that, you know, if anybody that understands spirituality, anybody that understands their word, you'll know them by their fruits. Anybody can say anything.
What up, Nine? What up, Tate?
But very few
each
people
y'all.
actually can
Tate,
show you
where's
the
my
receipts without just talking about it. The talking is the cherry on top, right? The receipts is the reflection of what.
My bad. What up, though, Tate? Appreciate you, sis. Appreciate you. Tate, each y'all. Tate, each y'all. What up, Nine?
You really are. So that's what I advocate for.
And he already gave you a bit of what he's standing on here in his philosophy. But for those of you who may not be familiar, let's go ahead and familiarize him real quick. Go ahead and roll the clip, Lano.
They lied to us. They told us happy life, happy life. They raised their daughters into being feminists. They lost control of their households.
Under no circumstances should you ever become a stepfather. Don't let them shame you because you got preferences. Never, ever go and be a step-baby daddy and take on a family that's not yours. That's not in your best interest. And that's not what the Bible says.
Shouldn't you be able to keep that impregnated you? You telling me that even that don't even want to be bothered with you? He'd rather pay child support and leave than sit there and be up under your thumb. And we supposed to take you seriously.
There you have it. Just a piece.
Just
a piece.
Now, Yada, you had it quite.
Hey, those both they different extremes. God damn, dog. Bronze, what up, my brother? Appreciate you. Yeah, man. They both, you know, they got their extreme views. But if they talking to a particular group, I can understand that. You know, if you're talking to a particular group of people, but if you're saying that's just how all men should be, or that's how all women, then you know that is extreme, right? Both of them. But yeah, I want to get into it. So I want to point. This is going to be something I point out right up.
The reaction on that one.
That is comedy.
And don't even worry, because we're gonna get into these conversations in just a few. Okay. For those of you who want to understand here, by the way, what's going down, we bringing these two men of opposite views to the table here again to have the most important conversation.
You know what? I missed that. And look, I want y'all to pay attention to something.
Interest. And that's not what the Bible says.
Shouldn't you be able to keep that impregnated you? You telling me that even that don't even want to be bothered with you?
Look at Anton's body language, right? And look at Yada. Look at Anton. They're in the same studio.
He'd rather pay child support and leave than sit there and be up under your thumb. And we supposed to take you seriously.
There you have it. Just a piece.
Now, piece. Now, Yada, you had it quite the reaction comedy, on that man. One.
That is comedy.
And don't.
You see his eyebrow lift up when he said that's comedy. I didn't see that the first time I watched it, but that put Anton on like, got your ass. That it turned him up. That turned him. Look at his demeanor. He look like a serial killer right now. He mad as hell. Now hold on, you laughing at me, bro? I didn't even pay attention if Anton was laughing when Yada's was going on. Hold on, let me go back. I hope y'all don't mind, man. I'm doing this in real time. I promise you I didn't see this.
That goes to your new.
I didn't pay attention. I was just listening.
Here, I love you. Hits 50,000. The other 50,000 going to deposit your new family house.
Hold on. There we go.
Strong philosophy right there.
Just giving them a piece of
it. Yeah. Look at these fellas, man.
Absolutely.
That goes to your new bride. Before y'all get married here, I love you. Hits 50,000. The other 50,000 going to deposit your new family house.
Hold on. There we go.
That's strong.
There we
strong
go.
philosophy right there.
Just giving them a piece of
Just
it.
the taste.
Just the taste. Because I want you to understand this is and look at Anton, bro. First of all, I gotta get the view here, the brothers, Lano. Let me see both faces.
Yeah.
We gotta I need to be looking at these brothers the entire show.
For the whole show.
The entire show. We need to see these brothers' faces here. Okay. And
I'm gonna be honest. I mean, Yada's look at his body language. He ain't shook, he ain't rattled, he laughing. You know, I think he got more control over his emotions, over his body language. Because it almost looked like, oh, wait till your turn.
Also,
you're a funny guy.
And you know, Anton is as influential.
There's no show, so we're taking a couple of days off, and we are returning.
And then have some type of
interest, and that's not what the Bible says.
Shouldn't you be able to keep that impregnated
He done
you?
took
telling
his
me that
glasses
even
off and
don't even
everything
want to be
laughing
bothered
at
with you. He'd rather
See,
pay
he
child
laughing through the
support
whole
and
time.
leave than sit there and be up under your thumb. And we supposed to take you seriously.
There you have it. Just a piece.
Now, now, Yada, you had quite the reaction on that one.
That is comedy.
And don't even worry, because we're gonna get into these conversations in just a few. Okay. For those of you who want to understand here, by the way, what's going down, we bringing these two men.
Well, see, he did the same thing. He laughed at his little intro. Yada laughed at his. Yada turned it up a little bit, but they both did the same thing. But see, Anton, from what I've seen, he one of them people, he do things, but when it's done to him, he get upset. We're gonna talk about that later. But just watch.
Opposite views to the table here, again, to have the most important conversations that's prevalent right now on the internet with these two men. So I'm very excited to have this here happen.
Right.
They're both husbands. Okay, just clear. They are both fathers, and they're both leaders of their own communities.
Let me drop the rules on this real quick, guys.
Let's do it.
Don't forget, we are live every Monday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. Tashawn and I, now this is the thing. This upcoming Wednesday and next Monday, actually, guys, there's no show. So we're taking a couple of days off, and we are returning next Wednesday. We got Tiffany Montgomery, who's returning. I think it's like her third or fourth time coming back to the platform, and she is bringing the legendary Bev Tucker with us, guys. So we literally slaying demons next Wednesday. So y'all definitely want to be present for that show.
It's gonna be fun.
But let's go back to what we're doing tonight, guys. We got 4 rounds, okay? 4 rounds, and keep in mind, neither Yada or Anton have been informed of any of the topics for tonight's debate. Okay, we want to make sure we did that. After each round, of course, we'll get the audience feedback through polls and super chats. So please make sure you send up your super chats. Any super chat over $10 will be read live on air. So shout out to NBBA and the Bag Chasers. And guys, toward the end of the debate, we're actually going to open up the phone line. So in just a minute, I'm going to go ahead and put that link in the description as well as in the chat, because we already know the phone lines are going to be popping. So go ahead and get it in, or get in line, so we can bring you up toward the end of the debate, so we can make sure we hear from you live on air and you actually get to join all 4.
If you look at Yada's body language, he's literally anticipating things. He's preparing himself for an attack. Anton is thinking about what he's about to say. He know what he's about to say. He just articulating it. But Yada, that's like, you ever see one of the like when boxers, some of them come in the ring, they just be bouncing all around. They anticipating. They ready. They already had the fight in their head.
Of us live tonight on set.
Well, it's gonna be longer than 2 hours.
Oh,
okay.
There you have it.
Okay, it's
so
about to go crazy.
Hey, go ahead and throw your popcorn in the microwave right now, because Anton said it's gonna be longer than 2 hours. You might want to go ahead and get you some Harley and Love cards as well, because that here is in the description. And that is the sponsor of tonight's show.
And keep in mind,
the Harley and Love.
The Harley and Love cards, guys. Tyshawn, myself, and Delano created these custom 100 card prompt, guys, to make sure you take your date nights, family nights, game nights to the next level, because you don't want to deal with those dusty bums, and you only want to deal with the bag chasers, guys. So make sure you absolutely invest. The link is in the description. And I'm going to do a promo code tonight. We're going to do a promo code. Let's do debate. Type debate in. You're going to get 20% off your entire order, guys. Wow. Harley and Love dating cards just for you.
There you have it. So let's actually move straight into it. I want to move into the first topic of discussion for tonight, okay? Because this is one of the most polarizing conversations online. One of the biggest talking points that you Yada have, and I've heard you dive into this conversation many times before as well, Anton. Let's talk about it. Should men be expected to cover 100% of the bills? This is a major stressor to a lot of brothers out here. A lot of brothers out here split between this. A lot of brothers say that's absolutely insane to cover 100% of the bills. And a lot of other, the ladies are saying that this is a must. I must get a brother to cover 100% of the bills. So let's bring some clarity to this. Yada, I'm gonna have you open up the conversation here. Should men be expected to cover 100% of the bills?
First, I want to say all praise is due to the Most High, and I want to pray real quick if you don't mind.
Let's go.
In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful, strengthen me and guide me. Allow God to speak through me. Allow it to electrify the room and remove all dusty demons from the table. All praises due. Amen and amen.
So when you getting up there?
All praises due to God.
When you leave?
Off the chain.
Now, what's the question, brother?
Right.
What's the question?
So the question is,
When he leave?
What's the question?
A petty prayer. Hey, shout out to the petty prayer.
should men be expected to cover 100% of the bills?
I believe if men are claiming to be providers, and we know that means to take care of whoever's under you, that he should provide 100%. While we're doing this, this gives the woman time and space, not just to be great for the man, but also great for the children. And I want to use myself for example. I provide 100% for my woman. My son, he's only 5 years old, and he was tested 2 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. 2 days ago, he's only in kindergarten, but he tested at a 4th grade level. Why is that? Because I handle my responsibility, providing, and providing isn't just financial. Any man off the street can walk to a woman and give her money. Providing is elevating a woman mentally, elevating a woman spiritually, emotionally. This is what it means to provide for a woman. Not just here's some money, run off with it. No. Let me elevate you. Let me bring you closer to your God. Let me set standards in your life. If your father gave you to me, you are my responsibility from the bottom of your feet to the top of your head. I'm going to love everything about you 100%. And if I can't do that, I'm not a man. I'm a male. And that's a difference.
That's your one
Man,
track.
talk to me, brother.
No.
Talk to
Okay. I want to break. I agree. I and this is why I agree. I'm not agreeing as far as the financial aspect, but a lot of what he said is right. If you can't protect and provide for a woman, you don't deserve it. That's just how I look at life. It was times in my life where, I was raised to build myself up to be a man, to have a woman. That's how I was just raised. But I think that solves a lot of issues. Even when that's part of you establishing yourself before you taking on other responsibilities. Even building with a woman, you as men, as leaders, if we say we the leaders, of the household, we have to be able to lead. We have to build ourselves into that. And I feel you are more successful when you do that prior to finding a woman. I'm not saying you can't do it with while you in the process of being with someone. I'm telling you, you'd be more effective and efficient if you already establish yourself as that. Like I said, in today's age, it's hard for a lot of different people to be there financially. So I'm omitting the financial part, right? I'm just being realistic. But as far as the maturity, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, I agree with that 100%. You have to be able to take care of the woman, mind, body, and soul. And if you can't, then what are you doing? Build yourself up so you can do that. Because when you make her stronger, you make y'all stronger. Because she gonna stabilize you. A man can teach a woman, but a woman teach the nation. This is what he's talking about. Men teach women, women teach the kids. That's how it used to be. And we was effective and efficient. Because if we put into the woman, and then we got to go out and hunt and gather and protect while we're away, guess what the woman doing? She putting it into the kids. So the kids are being nurtured in nature, not only from the understanding of the female, but also the male. But the man is still there for the discipline and protection and all that. But she gained her wisdom from the male, so she can almost teach them how he think because she learned that the way I move, my wife move. So guess what? My wife teaching my kids how to move, like I taught her how to move. So I agree with that part. Kenny, what up, though? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. All right, let's get back into it real quick.
To me,
No,
brother.
Nope.
Talk to me,
That's
brother.
not what we're gonna do today.
Talk to me, brother.
So this is what we're gonna do.
Talk to me, brother.
Because he's like Kamala Harris right now.
Talk to me, brother.
And I've heard all of these talking points.
Talk to
and
me.
I don't even study him because he says the same thing over and over again.
Talk to me.
You got to control yourself because
me,
that's
brother.
not manly.
Talk to me, brother.
You got to control.
Okay, I just want to stop right there. So I want to point this out real quick. We in a debate, right? The topic is should men pay 100%, right? Yada gave his answer and explanation, right? So pay attention to what just happened. When Anton had his turn to speak, what's the first thing he tried to do? Establish dominance. How did he do that? Ad hominems. Remember I told you what an ad hominem is. When a person attacks the person instead of the message. When a person goes and personally attacks the person versus what they said. He talking about she sound like Kamala. He talk about, oh, you sound like Kamala Harris. He ain't even answering the question. The question is, should this happen? And immediately he went to attack. Why do people do that? To discredit. If I can discredit the man, anything he says is now null and void. So I just want you to pay attention. So he threw the first ad hominem, right? They was laughing at each other, right? Saying, oh, that was funny in the intro. But when it got down to the debate, you seen what Yada did. He gave his answer and explained it. Didn't say nothing about Anton. The very first opportunity, what do Anton do? First, he tried to establish dominance. This is what we gonna do. We ain't doing that. He like Kamala Harris. I don't even study him, but he just got the same talk. So what does that have to do with the man? Should a man pay 100%? Y'all understand what I'm saying? Very first thing he did. Now, keep this part in mind. Where we at? 11 minutes in. Keep this part in mind because remember what I told you. He did it earlier. He was laughing at Yada, and then when Yada laughed at him, you can clearly see he didn't like that shit. He didn't like when Yada was laughing at him, but he was laughing at him. Remember what I told you.
Control yourself.
Brother, talk to me, brother.
So you see how I was quiet
Talk
when you were speaking?
No, you cut me off, but go ahead, brother.
I didn't say anything.
You got it, brother. There you go.
I was quiet when you were speaking.
Go ahead, brother.
And so now we're going to add nuance. Now we're going to add context.
Now you're trying to establish dominance.
First thing we have to do is we have to ask ourselves the question, what does it mean to be a man? Because being manly has nothing to do with a woman. It has nothing to do with pandering. It has nothing to do with just providing.
That's
being a
another
man
attack.
means being purposeful. That's what being a man is. That means that whatever it is that I see.
Look, and I ain't going after bro, but this is what I'm saying. There's a reason he did all that because he tried to discredit instead of making his own points because his points is weak. Being a man is being purposeful. Okay. It's not you just told us being a man is not pursuing a woman, not protected, but it's being purposeful. Okay. So then women can be men too, right? Fuck you mean, bro? Being purposeful. That should be everyone should be being purposeful. No, give me an out. If we're establishing what a man is, don't tell me no weak shit like that. His whole basis was attacking his points to say being purposeful. This is why I say I can't talk to everybody. I couldn't be taught. I'd have been like, what? I would have had to cut you off because that shit sound okay. Let me be quiet. Play the video.
From God, because my purpose is not a woman. A woman is a helpmeet. So when he panders to you guys and ladies, remember, I don't know what he's selling. I don't know what product that he has, but my goal is to get you married. My goal is to have you married based off of what God says is sanctified, right? I don't want y'all divorced. I don't want you unequally yoked. I don't want you to be a single baby mama. I don't want you shooting your shot in the dark thinking that this guy is giving you insight when he's just giving you talking points with no real substance behind it. And here's the context. At what age do you want to be married? Do you put yourself in a position to find the person that...
Bruh, like I said, his whole point, this is what I'm saying. How can you win a debate when you're not even answering the question? You talking about you want to add context, you want to add nuances. The moderators created the fucking question. All you're supposed to do is answer it. Now you're trying to get into detail, talking to the women, right? The question was if men should pay 100%. Do you see what I'm saying? How can you, so automatic fail? That's automatic. In a real, this wouldn't. So when people want to debate, most people don't even know what the hell the criteria for the debate is. You just looking at who sounded better. This is trash. You're not even answering the question. You spending more time. We only a couple minutes into the video, right? And he's spending more time talking about Yada and Yada's points versus answering the damn question they asked him. You see what I'm saying? You discredit that's how you win, is by discrediting the other person. So your points can be ass and trash. You know, you're not explaining. And then there's another thing I'm about to point out because it's irritating. Stop using God. Okay, if you want to use it as a barometer, if you want to synchronize the information, do it. But stop using. You just throwing God out there. You just throwing God out there. What did God say? What did God say? Because everything you just named, God didn't say that. So what did God say about marriage?
That's best for you. Has your father given you away? Does your parents actually see value in the person that is looking to marry you? And when you start to ask yourself these questions, and I don't speak to just rich people because we both have money, we both have resources. So let's remove that from the table. I speak to the majority, not the minority. And when you are 20, 21, 22 years old, especially if you are a person that's looking to become a man, you are supposed to fail in controlled environments, meaning that your father is not even supposed to give you everything. He's supposed to give you what you need in order to be successful. My father was able to buy me a car, but he told me that I had to earn it and work for it because I valued it more, which then extended to every single thing that I touch, including the woman. See, my wife is here.
Yeah.
My wife travels with me.
Deflection.
She knows me. She understands me. Right. And so at 20, 21, 22 years old, you supposed to be broke. Unless you're doing something that you ain't supposed to do in order to get it. You're supposed to be building. You're supposed to be understanding each other. It's a storming, a norming, a forming situation. And in no circumstance do you ever come into it fully understanding who the person is, regardless of whether you're a man or a woman. And so when we start to look at what God has ordained to be great, the purpose of a man, it's not just to give spirituality and leadership, and it's to understand. The first thing that the word says, in everything that you do, you get understanding. And everything you do, you get understanding. I don't even.
What the fuck is we talking about? What is we talking about? Hold on, man. I didn't hear that right. I'm tripping. Y'all gonna have to come up here and save me in a minute.
Know her. I don't even know you. Everybody is out here dating, everybody running around, everybody doing everything. They're giving themselves to each other. We fight, right? I don't want y'all divorced. Start to ask yourself these questions. And I don't speak to just rich people because we both have money. We both have resources. So let's remove that from the table. I speak to the majority, not the minority. And when you are 20, 21, 22 years old, especially if you are a person that's looking to become a man, you are supposed to fail in controlled environments, meaning that your father is not even supposed to give you everything. He's supposed to give you what you need in order to be successful.
He said a lot of good shit in here.
My father was able to buy me a car.
We're debating.
But he told me that I had to earn it and work for it.
I don't like the tactics.
Which then extended to every single thing that I touch, including the woman. See, my wife is here. My wife travels with me. She knows me. She understands me. right? And so at 20, 21, 22 years
It
old,
just seemed like a big flex.
broke.
This whole thing seemed like
Unless
a
you're
flex.
doing something that you ain't supposed to do in order to get
I
it.
want to hear.
You're supposed to be building. You're supposed to be understanding each other. It's a storming, a norming, a forming situation. And in no circumstance do you ever come into it fully understanding who the person is, regardless of whether you're a man or a woman. And so when we start to look at what God has ordained to be great,
what God has ordained to be great, when we start looking at it, okay.
The purpose of a man, it's not just to give spirituality and leadership, and it's to understand. The first thing that the word says, and everything that you do, you get understanding.
The first thing that the word says is what the fuck is we talking about? I'm waiting for you to tell me what God ordained is greatness. And now you start talking about the first thing the word said is everything we do is understand. What chapter is that, bro? What verse? Who said that? Who said that? Who was it? An apostle? Was it Jesus? Was it, bro? What the fuck was that? I know my grandfather told me before I open a Bible, you first ask God for wisdom and understanding. That's what my grandfather told me. Before I open the Bible, before I start reading, I ask God for that. That ain't what he just said. I don't know what fucking verse. Yeah, okay. But he know the word, okay.
And everything you do, you get understanding. I don't even know her. I don't even know you. Everybody is out here dating, everybody running around, everybody doing everything. They're giving themselves to each other. We think that money or resources or what you can do or what you can offer a person is supposed to make up for all of the insecurities and the problems and the issues that you have in your child.
Bro, he talking about y'all pandering to women. Bro, you know how many different heartstrings he pulling on at the same time? He's pulling on heartstrings. What the fuck do this got to do with paying 100%? The question wasn't when should you get married, how do you identify who you should get. None of that. The question was, should a man pay 100%? We're in a debate, people. What the
childhood? What have you solved for? Right? Do you have problems in your childhood? Do you even have a father? Do you know what it means to be a man? It's a lot of women that's raising men to be feminine because they're in single parent households, right? How does that look? What does it look like when you get into a situation with a woman that has a child out of wedlock already, and then she still has to deal with the father?
Bro, he's still
how do you deal
talking.
with that? See, these are the questions that he can't answer for you because the only thing
that whole spiel was a setup to insult this man. This is look. I'm not taking sides. I think this whole thing was trash. You ask my personal opinion, but I'm showing you the tactics people use. Even when we come up on a panel and we have differences of opinion, this is why I be telling people like, come on, man, don't just talk about the information. If I said something that's wrong, say that. Don't try to insult. Don't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. If you can't tell me what it is, I can't remember the day, but we was talking about something in the Bible, and someone said I needed to study more. And I asked them a simple question: show me where I'm wrong at. You just need to know. Show me where I'm wrong at, because I'm pulling up the Bible. I'm show me where I'm wrong at. You can say my opinion or my perception. Okay, just tell me how. Oh, when I was talking about two creation stories, I'm showing you in the Bible it's two different stories, and I pointed out how you can identify there's two different stories, and that's just from what you know. Do you not realize I have access or I have read other books that you don't even know the names of that complete this story? So I know it's three. They only showing you two. But I need to study more. But that's what people do. They insult you to try to discredit you. Now that you are discredited, whatever you say is not credible. Does that make sense? So when y'all see people do this, call their ass out. He should have been calling them out. Like, bro, we talking about 100%. You just talking about me. I told you my opinion or how I live my life or my perception of why this is right for me. And this is why I teach. When people come to me, this is what I teach them. But your whole spiel was to say what I don't know. And it ain't even on the damn subject. That's how you know it was directed to discredit them. You're not even on subject talking about it. And you wrapping it up by saying this is what he does.
He talks about is pandering. I'm talking about context. I'm talking about substance. I'm talking about spirituality. I'm talking about praying together. I'm talking about building. You're supposed to get married when you're young because it prevents you from sinning and finding yourself with all of these bodies and these soul ties that ultimately carry with you for the rest of your life. And then you start to see every single man, and you.
I don't agree with that. I do not agree you should get married when you're young. I agree with you should get married when you mature, when you're ready. And people mature at different rates. But if you get married when you're young, if you're immature and you don't have it figured out, you think just because you get married, you're not going to cheat, you're not going to do the dumb stuff people do. Show me that. Because you're now, I don't like when people do that. When they say stuff like is definite. Like, this is just what it is. You get married young, you won't do all this stuff. Bullshit. What? I need that little baby voice. Bullshit. I'm about to go get that. Miss Tracy, what up, though, sis? Appreciate you. Hey, man, make sure y'all do me a favor. Hit that like, and if you haven't already, share me out, man. Tell them we over here rocking and rolling. Word 2.0 in full effect. What up, though? That's what I'm talking. 6 months. She been in since I've been on. That's what's up, Miss Tracy. Appreciate you, sis.
You can't take it out of your memory with the person that you wind up being with. Most women have skipped over the man that they're supposed to be with because they didn't have the guidance, because they didn't have the spirituality. They don't know the word of God. And so it's easy to just say, oh yeah, just provide 100%. What happens when life happens and you 22, 23, 24 years old and you get married? The economy messed everybody up. Everybody that thought that they had it, guess what?
And again, pandering to the Bible, because people know it's priests that know the word of God and still fuck with little boys. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, just knowing the word of God don't mean nothing. As my brother, again, Gary would say, you need to be Christ-like. You put Christ in your heart, you will be of God. You won't have to worry about the word, but you will be of. What up, bro?
Hold on.
And they get married early. Craig, Kenny Hitton, early at Craig. They never had other set. Hey, facts, Kenny. All facts, brother.
What up, though?
What up, though?
I got a quick question.
Okay,
How long have we been on this video so far?
A couple minutes, bro. Hold on, man. We've been on 15 minutes.
Well, let me rephrase that. How long Anton been talking?
That I don't know. I will have to go back and
I think I want to say I know he talked the majority of this thing. So they've been on like 10 minutes. He's been on about 8. He's been speaking for 8 minutes. I'm gonna go with that. But go ahead. I'm gonna wait because I don't know what he talking.
That's what I'm saying. It's nothing about. I will say this. I am gonna say this. He made good points. He said a lot of good stuff, but you kind of negate that by the tactics you use, bro. You using like even like when we say be, I say be of God. You know, people, but you say be Christ-like, right? But to do that, you wouldn't be doing this. You wouldn't be insulting this, brother. You would just state your point and keep it moving. Okay, now by us, if I get my point out there, okay, if people resonate with that, they can use that. You get your way out there, people resonate with that, they go with that, right? But that ain't what's being done. And I applaud Yada because so far that's what he did. I mean, we gonna get into the video, but you know that's what he did. But
all I'm gonna say is
this is why black people can't get along, bro. Bullshit like that, little sneaky slush shit. I don't like that bullshit.
But all I'm gonna say is, if Yada say he's right, I don't want you to say nothing, not one word. I don't want you to say nothing.
Oh, they go.
I'm telling you, you got to understand there's a reason for doing that because we had the conversation. I'm saying we had the conversation, and I know you. I've seen what you did when that happened. I'm gonna just say that. But go ahead.
Oh yeah. I was like, okay. Yeah, let's keep it rolling. Just keep it rolling. Everyone's different at the end of the day. I know some people that keep their wife pregnant every year with 4 or 5 kids. They don't have no time to cheat or look else. Yeah. And see, that's what I'm saying. Well, I don't keep my wife pregnant like that, but you know, man, it's like I'm devoted to my wife. You know, when she said I do, um, I was all in. You know, I made promises to the creator, I made promises to her, I made promises to her family, and I'm gonna keep those promises. You know, I made promises to myself. My job is not to only protect her from foreign threats, but also domestic, meaning myself. So I'm not gonna do nothing to hurt my wife or break my wife or diminish the light that my wife has within me. I'm not gonna do that. So I take myself out before I do that. To be honest with you, I don't hurt people. I love like my mom, my dad. I never do. I hurt myself before I hurt them. You know, that's just how I am. Yeah, but this I don't know, man. I just like opportunity. You got opportunities to actually put out solutions. Just giving y'all different of opinions. But Anton, I mean, I don't know. This shit can be fake. It can be scripted like this. I don't know. But what I'm saying, this is bullshit. Bullshit. That's what this is.
Character. Why? And Anton, just
why he don't? No, hold on. Why he don't talk about character?
Like, what the fuck? You asked one question. Should the man pay 100% of the bills? What are we talking about character for? And did he not talk about character? He said, if you can't live up to these things, you are not a man. You're a male. He's describing the characteristics of a man. So what is tailored around this question? This is what I'm saying. Like, bro, milk does, bro. Like insecure. You're right. Insecure. Yeah, like this shit, wow, bro. And if you every time one, I couldn't have a conversation with this dude. I can't take him serious. I don't care if you got money or not. Money don't mean that don't make you shit. I got millionaires on my phone too, and I'm pretty sure they all got more money than you know. But I don't have it. So, but yeah, I'm just not interested. I want to talk to somebody.
Because when I teach my daughter, I'm a reflection of the man that I would want my daughter to marry. I don't tell my daughter to go and look for a guy to provide for her. I tell my daughter to go and look for a guy that's believing in God, that has good character, that actually worships and looks for and focuses on his purpose, because everything else falls in line. The money is going to come. We so busy chasing money. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and everything else will be added unto you. You don't have to chase money. You don't have to look to women to provide for them, because if you're naturally that, if you're raised up in the admonition of your father, which is what God has ordained for you to do, you don't have to worry about that. That's naturally in you. And so, yes, absolutely. She should be purposeful, and her purpose at that time could be raising the children, depending on if y'all got children. Her purpose at that time could be out there and bringing in resources, because she's learning a new skill that can then translate into the company that y'all build together. It's a lot of nuance and a lot of context. But I hate it when people pander to women, because
she should be purposeful too, right? But that's what established what a man is. That was his whole talking point for man.
He's changed a lot. He's changed a lot.
I don't changed a lot. Honestly, I just became aware of him like a month ago, maybe. Like a month.
Nah,
ago.
he's been on this thing for a while. I first seen him on Lapeef Network. That's how I know he from the D.
I wonder what part of the D.
I don't know, but I'm just telling you, he never said. He just said he from Detroit. Yeah, because he's from Detroit, and Lapeef is from Chicago. And so they was doing their little 1-2 thing for a while, and then they separated. Like when I say he been on this thing. I've noticed him about 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. They stayed down there longer than that, but he was on Lapeef. And I promise you, if you go to the old Lapeef and he's on there, listen to what he say and listen to what he just said. You will that something happened. I'm telling you, something happened.
Money. People like this, bro, they change for the money. If the money going left, they go left. If it's going right, they go right. That's just how these people do, man.
This talking point where the woman got to follow him. She does what I tell them she do. He would get on here and destroy women. He was going hard. He was a Kevin Samuel supporter, but going to the extreme. He was doing a lot. He was doing a lot, but he does make good points in the conversation, but he just goes like all the way to the right. Like he's far right.
And that's what I wanted to point out later on too. Inductive reasoning. That's how he built all his premises off of inductive reasoning. So he built his things off of observation and trends, right? All his premises is off of observation and the way things trend. That's everything I'm hearing so far. Deductive reasoning is off facts and rules, right? Both of them, because your opinion, if you base it off of observation where people can see, or a trend or something trending, that will be inductive. Most people use adductive when they just make some shit up and try to make it fit. But what he doing is he trending. He trending off religion. He trending off of he pulling heartstrings, you know. But that's how these people do, man. But this is what people like. This is what people want. This is what people support. People rally around it. People come around here and say, I'm rich and I'm better than you. What they do, they donate money to them. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Like, okay, yeah. Y'all some shit.
He's very long-winded too. He's long-winded too. I'll just make that suggestion. If y'all get the time, y'all go back to a few years ago, go to the Lapeep Network, see what he talks about on that thing, and then listen to this today. Y'all gonna say, nah, he's changed a whole bunch. He ain't never spoke like that. Ever. So
lead me
I
all
don't know
astray.
what's going on.
Oh, my bad.
No, go ahead. I'm just saying I don't know what's going on. Go ahead.
Sounds like I'm a harsh father. It sounds like it's a difficult situation. It sounds like you're just supposed to be given everything. But if that's the case, then why are we as a society, why are we as a people, as Black people in particular, so far behind, and we further behind than we ever been, even though we the freest and we have the opportunity to choose for ourselves? This isn't God. Ain't none of this what he talking about God right now. And I ain't even studied him. I ain't even getting started. I'm gonna let you cook. Go ahead.
Well, hold on, wait. So, but I want clarity before we move on.
Go ahead.
Because when we talk about should men pay 100% of the bills, I'm assuming that means based on the context that you just gave.
It's based off of your circumstance and situation. Everyone is different, and nobody is a monolith.
How profound was that? You could have said that at the beginning and saved us about 10, 15 minutes, huh? That was his answer. They had to re-ask him. His answer, bro. And that's all you said? And that's it. That's all we get? Okay, let's see what else we get. You right, Kenny.
My brother.
Nobody is a monolith.
Okay.
I love how he put so much passion into his words. But when God created man, God gave man a purpose. And what was the purpose? What was the purpose? He placed that man in a garden. What's this? That's a tree. What's this? Those are clouds. What's that? That's a sky. What's that? That's a bear.
That's not what happened.
Listen to me.
You don't even know the
man,
word of
listen
God.
to me.
You don't even know the word of God,
Listen to me, brother. Listen to me.
That was more of an ad lib. I don't think he was actually quoting the Bible. You know what I'm saying? But okay, that kind of is what happened. But
yeah, because he basically named everything.
That.
You said what?
I said Adam basically named everything, and then went on whatever he saw. That's why I'm trying to tell you, he's showing you his old content, Anton, because he don't know the Bible. He always said he never studied the Bible. Now you coming on here now talking about you doing the damn thing with the Bible. That's not how that works, though. But go ahead.
Yeah, he was fit to represent himself as a man. He put him to rest. And from that rib, he took Eve. Now, this is a fact. Now we have to understand, what does it mean when you create a woman from the rib? What is a rib? A rib protects the internal organs, the heart and the rib. If the rib is mishandled, it fractures, it breaks. And what does that do to the man? It leaves him vulnerable. It leaves him hurt. But if a man handles this rib, protects this rib, uplifts this rib, guides this rib, loves this rib, this woman is able to become something greater than what she was created, which uplifts the man himself. So God gave a man responsibility before he gave him a woman. He didn't say, here's Adam and here's Eve. He says, here's Adam and here's a responsibility. And then when God was seen that he was fit to be considered a man and a head, which God is the head of man and man is the head of woman, he then gave God Eve. And then what happened, brother? And then what happened?
You tell me?
Oh my goodness. So so should they yeah, we still on that 100%. I don't think we're gonna get through this video, bro. Maybe we'll do one more talking point and then open the panel. I don't know if anybody want to hit the panel, but I do want to say this shit is weird, bro. Because I knew Yada before he got into the health and all that. Like, I don't know him, but I listen to him. And Yada a bad boy with it. I'm telling you, he a bad boy with it. He can preach. He more charismatic than Anton. Anton can't fuck with him on that point. I promise you that. His synchronism, I think that's kind of dope how he synchronized the internal organ. Like what the rib actually does is to encase and protect our most vital organs. That's what the rib cage does. How he used that as a metaphor, as Kenny said, to what the woman is, or why God used that part of the body to create the woman. Because that's, the woman ultimately is what protects our, softer side, our softer nature. But anyway, we ain't gonna get into that. I can break that down better than he did. But anyway, I think that was dope. But that shit ain't happen like that neither, though. Not in the book. So they both wrong.
Because I'm gonna add the context.
We can go in deep. If you want chapters, whatever, we can do this. But I need every young man listening to me that was raised in a home without a father. Young girls that was raised in homes without fathers. Your mother is divine greatness. Your mother is beautiful. I don't care what no man says about you, your mother, or where you can go. Strive to elevate. Strive to become the best version you are before you get into a relationship, so you don't have to drag a woman through the same things your fathers did to your mothers. Love yourself enough to provide for yourself. So when you get into a relationship with a woman, you don't have to abandon her or drag her through your turmoils. All praises is completely due to the Most High. Go ahead, my brother.
You know what's
Now, I want to point this out. He didn't throw no shots at Anton in that exchange either. You see what I'm saying? He said, oh, so you want to talk about what we should? Okay, here we go. Take this then. You know what I'm saying? So I want to point that out too. I'm going to give the people the information. Was that good information? I think it was. He gave a message to the brothers, and hopefully the sisters listen. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to say every brother do that, but it's done. Men do. And as men, we should be talking to men, right? This is what I don't like, that you can't say because a man is talking to a man that he's pandering to women because he's trying to tell a man how to treat a woman. Maybe that man never experienced that or don't have that awareness or information. Why do I got to keep telling women how a woman should act? I don't put on dresses and panties. How the hell I'm gonna tell her a woman? I can tell her what I desire, but I can't tell her how to be a woman. That's what the women do. I need to handle what I need to handle. Let them handle what they need to handle. We can come together and collaborate. This is what I desire out of a woman. A woman say, this is what I desire out of the man. Then we take that back and then we work on that. That's how it should be done. But just because this man is speaking to men like, hey, stop doing this, he pandering, mess me with that. It's more, like I said, Anton got a hard on for Yada or something. I don't know. And can be some women you can't nurture, get away from. And that's men and women. Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna ask a question. Okay, so are they both saying from this is what I got, but I'm gonna ask the question. Are they both saying man has failed woman from the beginning?
I don't think Anton is saying that. Hold on. I'm gonna let you hear what Anton say first, and then answer that question again.
All right. Mm-hmm.
What's so funny about that story, the part that he left out,
What's that?
is that she hearkened to the voice of the serpent. And the man wasn't there to protect her. God was. They had everything. They didn't even know that they was naked.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Pause it. Please pause it, because that's not true at all. That's not true at all.
Gary.
And this is why I asked that question. No, it was already weird. It was already weird because he was saying how the man got to do this, and this. But when Eve was now nowhere in the Bible did it say Adam taught Eve anything.
Right.
So he didn't do his job in the first place. Because if he did his job, Eve may not have been that deceptible to the serpent. Because we understand that God never spoke to the woman, right? He placed the husband or Adam to speak to Eve in the first. That's Adam's job. Adam never did his job. Adam was doing everything, but his first objective job was to allow his woman to be the helpmate because she didn't know what to do. She probably was just out there being idle. That's a picture that you could paint because she just out there. She ain't doing nothing. She out there, and what happens? The serpent approaches her. Say, listen, you can have this. You can have anything in here, even that one over there. No, I can't. Such and such going. No, you're not going to die. That's how that goes.
Now we go get into some other stuff too, because I heard a couple other content creators breaking this down. So since my 33 brother up here, we gonna break that down. But first, Tay each y'all. What up, Nine?
What up, Nine?
Oh shit.
I'm just here listening to y'all.
You said what?
I'm sitting up here listening to y'all.
We sound crazy?
No. I mean, I feel like they sound more crazier.
But I did want to point that out. Yeah, Tay on the panel. I did want to point that out though, because it's like the whole time Anton was up here, he wasn't answering questions. He was just attacking Yada, right?
Yeah, he did.
So I mean, to say he won the debate, like where, like when, what did he do? You know, and that's another thing. Like, especially like both of them have, you know, influential power. They do. They both got followings and stuff. And this is how we show how melanated people come together and build. Like we this is like it's starting to be like a damn a Greek Olympic game, like some gladiator type stuff. Like you here to entertain, you know, people watching, laughing at you. Like we can't even come together and have a conversation that can potentially help people without
I don't know.
attacking one
Anton
another.
just seemed like so angry. Where's the animosity coming from?
I think because
But maybe I don't know their relationship, you know?
I don't know their relationship neither, but I just feel like this was an opportunity where you can actually make great content, you know. And now we like people even saying, oh, who won the debate? I mean, how if you ain't answering questions, how can you win? You talking about the man? You going in like, come on, bro. Then you talking about some shit you don't know. But hold on, I want y'all to hear what he said about the Bible.
Right, but it just goes to show where he coming, like what he already think of him and where he
His
coming from. You
intentions.
know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his intentions. You just come to attack. Like what?
And that's what I wanted to point out, because that seemed more. That's why I was like, damn, this is a perfect opportunity to show all the shit I was telling y'all before about how people gaslight ad hominems, the tactics people use to narrate. He doing all that shit. For him to be right, he don't attack the information. He attacking the man who present the information. That's the definition of ad hominem, and it happens so subtly, right? Like if people, and he go complain about the shit later. That's why. Hold on, let me play some more of this real quick. I can't listen to all this shit. I'm going to sleep already.
And to be alone. And he didn't point to figure it out. He let him name every single thing that was in the garden. And the context matters. And this is what happens when you know your word. And the interesting part about it is the devil know parts of the Bible too. Oh, the devil know parts of the Bible too. So
ain't that so fucking
the serpent itself was able to beguile Eve because he understood what God told them not to do.
Okay, I want to say this too. So at the end of the day, who lied? Did the serpent or did God lie? Let's be honest. Be honest with me. Didn't God tell them if they eat that they'd die? You know what people say? Oh, because before they ate that, they was gonna live forever. Bullshit.
Well, I think he actually told. I don't. I gotta do the research again. I think he told Adam that. I don't remember him telling Eve that.
He didn't tell Eve a goddamn thing.
That's
God
what I'm saying.
Women. Show me one time. God has never talked to a woman. He sent the angel to tell Mary something, but he never said nothing to a woman. God don't talk to women because the men made the Bible. It's a patriotic book made for men. The women are supposed to, through the Bible, it tells you women are supposed to go to men to learn the Bible. If
to
you
learn everything.
In the Bible, it states, me and Tay reviewed that. It states that even if a woman listens, she's supposed to go ask her husband for clarity of what the pastor said. She's not even supposed to communicate with the damn pastor. What are we doing?
And that's the New Testament. But go ahead.
What are we doing? And they talking about they don't know the word. And we can go deeper than that. If you ain't Levites, you ain't supposed to be teaching a goddamn thing. But
exactly.
That's
according to what that's according to the Hebrew story of the Torah.
Yeah.
Okay, so did Adam tell Eve that she wasn't supposed to eat from the tree?
I think he mentioned he had to mention it for her to know that.
It never states that they had the conversation, but she says if I eat from this tree, we will surely die. She says that.
Oh,
But
yeah,
who
she
told her
knew.
that? But who told her that? He trying to say God told her that. God don't talk. God never spoke to her.
Yeah, God don't speak to her.
God never spoke to her. Remember, Tay, when we had the conversation, and I was like, well, I think God didn't speak to her because I think the women are more closer to God than men because he don't talk to the women and he don't talk to animals. He never did none of that with the animals. So their natural instinct is to be closer to God. That was my opinion. When we did a live on me, you and Word did a live on that. And I said that very same thing back then.
What'd you say?
No, I said that back then too. Like God never spoke to a woman.
Oh, yeah. It's just sad these two men come together. And it's just y'all, excuse my French, but y'all did it just a shit show. Cause it ain't, they just sitting up here talking about religion and look at the question. The question is, should man pay 100% of the bills? Why is y'all all into this?
This is him flexing his dominance. He wanted to establish himself as the dominant one, and he did, even over the people of the fucking podcast. And I don't know if they noticed that or if they seen that, but that he literally
That was
told
wild
you. Yeah,
my bad, go ahead.
no, I was about to say he literally told you what he was about to do, and he did it. But go ahead.
Yeah, that was wild to me because it was one thing where somebody had sent a super chat and they had asked a question and he said, "Nah, questions later." Like, nigga, who podcast is this?
Right.
Like, how you just gonna dictate some stuff? Like, I don't know. That was wild to me though.
But that's his nature. Like he flex all on the internet. But when that white dude was in his face, he was like, okay. Let me play this some more. Let's get through some more of this.
To not to eat from that tree, not to eat that fruit. And although she had all of the covering that she could ever want and need, there is no greater provider than God himself. And you know what she did? She was disobedient. She still ate. And not only did she eat, she went and she gave it to her husband too, which then got them kicked out. And then they had to put cherubims around the tree of life so that they wouldn't eat it and become gods themselves. That's scripture. And then their children was raised up to then kill one another because one of them was jealous of the other. And then the children then became generational curses as a result of
what the fuck? The children was raised up.
That's not what happened either.
Wild.
See, that's not what happened either. First of all, the cherubim was not around the tree. The cherubim was around the Garden of Eden itself, so nobody could go back into the garden because it was no longer perfect. Because it was the revelation of perfection was now being shown according to the Bible of how they want to perceive the Garden of Eden to be perfect. So now that you have been, you have a revelation of what you were, you no longer could be in the Garden of Eden. That's why they didn't have children, because they thought the children would be perfect. That's why they got put out. That's why they never had children in the Garden of Eden, because everything was perfect in the Garden of Eden. So now that they found out, they was kicked out. That's one. That's when the cherubims come in. The reason why they hated each other is because God blessed one and denied the other, because one followed the rule and one didn't. One gave a perfect offering and one gave a blemish offering. Then that's why the other one killed the other one. It wasn't because they was jealous. God told him, "Yo, you can't give me that because that's not imperfection. That's not what. It's not a clean being." And that's how they got into it. That's where the jealousy comes in. But I'm sorry. Go ahead,
bro. I heard somebody earlier say, and I bullshit you not, that Adam and Eve, like Adam wasn't even the first man. It was Cain and Abel. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you know, that was their kid. I ain't even correct them, bro. It's like, yeah, that shit wild. Like, I couldn't believe the person said that shit. I'm like, and they said Adam, like Adam was a spirit up until they ate the apple. And I'm like, bro, it literally says, like, look, let's do a little bit of comprehension, right? I understand we speaking in allegories and metaphors, but some things is telling you what it is. It says literally God formed them from dust, then blew life into him, made him a living man. It's a living man. That's what it is. It's a living man. That's what the book says. But if you take something from dust and make it solid, it's now physical. You blow life into it, it's now animated. It's a living man. It literally says a living man. So yeah, Adam and Eve was flesh in the garden. They was flesh. This dude said Cain and Abel was the first. Then he said Adam wasn't even a spirit. Wasn't even human until he ate and I'm like, bro, it states right there they formed him out of dust. It said right there, made it. He created, that's how he made man. When you make something, you take something that's already existing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's physical. Dust is physical. We can see dust. We can touch dust. Dust is physical. And we know it's really dirt, but it says dust. But it's really dirt. And the Hebrew is from the earth.
Mm-hmm.
So we talking about dirt. You know, you put dirt together and then you blow life and it start moving around. That's what we were from the description of the Bible. So because how can you take a rib out of a soul? To make Eve, you had to have a rib to be physical, to be a man. To make you see
right.
what I'm saying? So that it was physical at that point, you know.
Right.
So yeah, and then I'm gonna let Yada say it, and then
what the beguilement was from the wife, from Eve,
brother.
No.
Okay,
that's what happened.
Okay,
that's literally what happened.
Literally,
my point is that context matters. It's not just looking at it on the surface. Definitely. It's deep diving into the understanding. You need to get a concordance. You should get a concordance, because I don't know what book you read, I don't know what version you understand, but you got to get a concordance to understand what words mean. And you need to understand exactly what God.
I bet you he just learned that in the last 2 or 3 years. Nobody who studied the Bible, even academically, be like, you need a concordance. You know.
I told you he wasn't saying this 2-3 years. I'm telling you, he wasn't saying this 2-3 years ago. I promise you this. He was not saying this.
Because
That's why.
I mean, even a concordance, I mean, it kind of do tell you about the mindset of the people, like what the words meant. But you can just get an etymology dictionary. Really, I would prefer that, and that's studying from an academic standpoint, because even a concordance is still in like a biblical term. It's still using like a religious understanding, when the people who wrote the damn thing wasn't even fucking religious, bro. They was living this shit, so it was more based on their lifestyle than what we call religion now. They lived it. They didn't practice it. This is how they live, you know. So
I got a
instructed
question.
Adam to do.
Oh, you said something? My bad.
My bad. Go ahead.
No, what was you about to say?
Didn't he used to talk down on black women a lot?
Who?
Absolutely.
Right. Yes.
I'm telling you. Listen, this is the
He
same dude
talked bad
that told
about
so
black women and uplifted white women.
he told people, he said, man, fuck your dreams. He was so into a person getting the bag. Now all of a sudden you speaking spiritually. How did that even come about? That's what I'm saying. He's so, because I could do this. I had all of these businesses. He was so busy talking about himself that only thing that they knew about was money. Only thing he wanted to speak about was money. He said the hood, black people are trash, black people are this. Like he said, I don't fuck with black people like that. Anytime I talk to people, I'll never deal with people of my kind. I'll deal with the other kind first. I'm telling y'all, I'm suggesting that anybody that's going to watch this, before you go and deep dive into this, go into the Lapeef Network, his channel, and go back a few years and listen to how he talks.
Yeah.
He's literally made women leave that channel. Him personally has made women leave that channel.
He didn't
And like I
downplay
said,
black
even
women and uplift white women.
yeah, he told the woman, he said, man, fuck your dreams. I said, whoa.
Hey, y'all rock out for 1 second. Let me grab something.
Yeah, I'm just saying, because like I said, because he was so busy talking about how he was getting money before and this, that, and the third. And he was telling men, yo, y'all got to go out there and get your bag and this. Now, in his defense, he would say, you got to get the thing done once. Like, meaning you got to get it right once, meaning he wanted people to get married. He did speak on marriages and things like that, but not at the point he was saying my wife, she listens to me and only me, and this, that, and the third. She submitted, she followed me because I'm a good leader, and this, that, and the third. So if that's his portion of what the Bible says, that's what he lived on. But all of this stuff that he's talking about right now, this is all brand new. And when I say it's brand new, this is at least about a year and a half, 2 tops.
Yo, the way he talked, I was shocked when I found out he had a wife, not only a wife, but a black wife. Because
he got a black wife. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't because I don't know if you remember, I did a video. We did a video of him on lingerie and cocktails. And it was a video. I can't remember exactly what it was about, but it was him downgrading black women. And it was like uplifting. He talked mad trash about us.
That's what he used to do. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I said he's changed a lot, because this wasn't him a few years ago. And like I said, because that's one of the things that I first subscribed to. And matter of fact, he was hitting hard during COVID.
Yeah.
On that very network that I was talking about. the Lapeep Network. And then he branched off. He did his little thing on the side, the Millionaire Club, and so on and so forth. Then he started like he was really heavy into how to get the bag and do this and that. And then he'll go on the Lapeep Network, talk about black men should just get, black men need to do this, and this to get their money. If you're gonna get married, you need to get married to one woman and make sure it's correct the first time, because black women gonna take your money and destroy you and leave you with nothing, and this, that, and the third, and the fourth, and the fifth. That's how he
Exactly.
spoke.
That's how he used to talk. Yo.
And
That's
see,
how he spoke.
but see, this is why I say them people they go with the waves. That was around the Kevin Samuel era when
Yes, sir.
these people
Could
take
have
Yes,
waves.
been.
sir.
These people they do waves, man. Whatever way the tide is turning, they turn with it. That's how they get money. They pander to that ideology.
But
Now
even with this conversation,
that's why all these
go
people
ahead.
start talking about God now. Everything is God, God, God. Put God first. Okay, show me how you putting God first, bro. Show me how that look. Stop saying it and show me. I can't stand that because what you're displaying is not God like, bro. God didn't tell you to go out here and act like this.
No, they don't. And that's the funny thing about it, because everybody talking about how a woman must submit. A man must submit too. If we're going to talk about submitting, you got to submit too. If you got to submit, you got to
Mm.
submit to the higher power, because it tells you to submit to your wife as you would submit to God. So if you submitting to your wife, there can't be no total control. It has to be a balance. So if there's a
So
balance, how are we in control? I mean, you can control the balance, but you ain't in control of the individual. You controlling the balance of a thing. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not. Oh, I'm only over you because I have better control of certain things. Men are supposedly more in control of their emotions, even though that's not what it looks like today. But for the most part, they're supposed to be that way. But if you don't have that balance, there's not going. Who's going to submit to that? And you're not submitting to God in the first place. So men are supposed to submit to God. I think I said that when we had that conversation before too. But everybody like, what you talking about? Men don't submit. Yes, the hell they do. They have to. You have to submit in order for the balance to be in order. But even in this conversation, you see his inconsistencies, and that's why he's wavering, because he's very inconsistent in what he's talking about.
so I have a question then. Should men pay 100% of the bills?
That's on an individual basis. Before that was a standard back in the days. Now you like you can't even survive off of one salary, which is why women are going out in the workforce even more, and they're stepping up, and that's why a lot of the women like, well, if I got to do this, I might as well do it for myself and be by myself and single and so on and so forth.
And
And
my bad. Go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead, go ahead.
No. You was building, bro. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, if that's the case, then if we all supposed to be one, everything is supposed to be one. The income is supposed to be one, this, that, and the third. You can't keep saying we don't care about a woman's income. If you didn't care about the woman's income, she shouldn't even be working then. What she's working for. You
And
understand? So that don't even make sense.
I think I want to have a conversation with that about that too. I was talking to my uncle, and that came up, and because my uncle a lawyer, right? Very prominent lawyer, especially he retired though, but he was in Los Angeles. You know, I brag about him all the time because hey, fucking great, I get to do that. But his wife was the CEO. She was an executive at Apple. I don't know exactly the position, but she had a top executive job at Apple, and before that, she was at Campbell Soup. So she made bank, right? So they well off, right? And I was asking him like, if you make all this money, why do your wife got to work? He was like, she don't, but she want to. And I'm like, but why? And he was like, that's how we, got together. We wasn't at the level we at now, but we both, climbed the ladder. So, everything with us, I give her 100, she give me 100. She said, it ain't one way, it ain't two ways, it's just what it is. I give her 100, she give me 100. If I'm down, then she up, then she take care of me. If I'm up and she down, I take care of her. That's how it worked for them. But then he started telling me stories about back in the day. When a man took care of the home, it gave him the ability to do whatever he want. And that's why you got a lot of kids out of wedlock. A lot of women didn't say nothing because he was taking care of home and, doing his thing. He said that's what comes with it. He said people think, 100%. He said stuff comes with it. And it made me think about, like what my wife said, how they have arranged marriages and how the women become property. So we go build on that. I want to build on that. I'm going to try to get some of the OGs on here and talk about that experience, though, because when we refer back to how it used to be sometimes, I don't think we have the full understanding of we see what happened, but we don't know what it all came with, So I want to talk to, some of the OGs about that. But it was something else I wanted to say too. I forgot.
This push play. He gonna remind you in 2 seconds. Once you push play, I promise you, because he all over the place.
Oh, yeah, pull this back up.
Because he wasn't disobedient. He was punished for the thing that you tell women to do and you tell men to do. You said, people sent me a video of you saying a man should give 100% of his check to his wife. God punished Adam because he hearkened to the voice of his woman and he wasn't the leader that you saying with both tongues, because it's speaking from both tongues, that you said that men should do. It's the opposite of what God instructed man to do.
That's what he just said is so beautiful. Genesis chapter 3, verse 1 through 6. Adam was right next to Eve when the serpent gave her the fruit to eat. He was right next to her. Genesis, Genesis,
that's crazy.
Chapter 1. Listen to me. Genesis chapter 3, verse 1 through 6. Can somebody read that for me?
What version?
I'm gonna pull that up. I'm gonna pull that.
I'm gonna show y'all how fucked up people comprehension level is. Listen to this shit.
That up. Genesis.
What version?
Let's go King James just to keep it. Let's keep it King James just to keep it standard.
And Lano, can we pull that up? Can we pull that up, Lano? Is that possible?
We're no longer allowing men to walk us around circles and sound like they know what they're talking about.
Oh no,
Genesis, chapter 3, verse 1 through 6. Can somebody please read?
Listen, we're gonna pull that up. And listen, shout out to the chat. We're gonna pull that up. Genesis chapter 1 through 6. We got 3,300 people in the chat. That's between initiates, NDBA, and the bag chasers all going crazy tonight. And
now remember, he said when the serpent gave her the apple.
Drop the poll, guys. We already got 1,200 people chimed in on that poll. Who will win tonight's debate is already getting heated. Should men pay 100% of the bills? And it's funny because it's 52% to 48%. So pretty much it's 50-50.
After you read this, I'm gonna break down the generational curse. This brother didn't know what he was talking about.
Okay,
let's do this.
Let's send that link to Lano. Send that link to Lano.
Let's
to pull it up.
Let's go ahead.
Yo, my mic's so good.
Joint. Your mic is good. Can you
make sure y'all get y'all hardly initiated cards? Too. My mic it seems like it's going in and out.
It's going
my head praises be to the Most
It's probably
High.
your headphones, but your mic is good.
As long as my mic is good.
Your mic is Gucci. So check this out.
Well,
I'm gonna go ahead and start reading this. Lano, go ahead. You gonna get that sent to Lano to pull it up.
Trying to get it to Lano. Yeah.
Now Genesis chapter 3. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. 2. And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall y'all touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die. For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil.
That's correct.
And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat.
With her.
That
Read
does
that
not,
again.
No, that's not what it means.
Read that
That's
again.
not what it means.
Read that again, please.
That's not what it means.
Let me read it one more time. Let me read this one more
That's
time.
not what it means. And you know better.
Now you want to change
You
the
know
word.
better. No,
Hold
it's
it up,
not
Lon.
changing
Hold
the
it up.
word.
Hold on, wait,
You
wait,
know
wait.
that's not what it
Guys,
means.
hold on, wait, 1 second. One second. This is actually chapter 3. I'm reading verse 6 again. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her.
With her.
But no, but see,
With
here's
her.
the key. No, here's the key.
Now he want to change the word of God.
Nope, don't overtalk me. She talked to the serpent
Scroll up,
by
Lionel.
herself. She ate from the tree by herself, and then she took with her and then dined with her husband.
That's not what it says.
Listen. That is what happened in the word.
Man.
He wants to, and here's the beautiful part about this, is that he's so stuck on pandering.
Oh man.
He's so stuck. And here's the beautiful part about this is that regardless.
We go back to attack. Bro, that was slow. First of all, when he was talking to Eve, he was talking to Eve. Adam wasn't around because it said the serpent was talking to Eve. Adam was around, it would have said the serpent was talking to Adam and Eve, but he wasn't. Eve told the serpent where the tree was, meaning she wasn't at the goddamn tree. She said it's over there in the midst. It's over, it's not here, it's there. That's what it is. The tree is there. So evidently she had to go to the tree. Now, Yada said the serpent gave Eve the apple. The serpent didn't give Eve the apple, gave Eve the idea to go eat the apple. So now from the point where she took the apple and bit it and gave it to Adam, I would say Adam seen her doing that shit. I would say that. But then the only thing I would say about that is if Adam watched her take from that tree, why didn't he say, hey, you know, so there's no interjection. So
he failed.
Anyway, go. I mean, but see, this is how people, this is how pastors present to us. Adam didn't know that was the fruit from the tree.
Okay.
It does not state that Adam did or did not know that was the fruit from the tree. But from reading it, she took from the tree, she ate, and then she gave to Adam. That's what it said. And who was with her. So the way that's structured, she took the apple, ate, and then gave unto Adam who was with her. That's why I say you can argue that Adam watched her take this damn fruit from the tree and ate it and gave it to her. And he ate it too. So, I mean, he was with her. So it never stated at what point Adam was with her. So you have to assume he was with her from the beginning. That's what Yada is trying to say. Not from the very beginning, though, because it clearly states that the devil or the serpent talked to Eve. Adam wasn't around. Adam wasn't around.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't. It's like he walked up and she gave it to him, like you said.
And then by her telling the serpent that it's over in the midst, like it's over somewhere, they wasn't by the tree. Yeah, they wasn't by the tree. So she had to go to the tree to get the fruit. You know, but they comprehension, both of them, you know, they do whatever to be right and don't care about what's right.
But I just picked up on something right there too. Now we all understand, right, that after she eats the fruit, they're supposed to have free will, correct? Is that not what they said? No. Yeah, they got free will, right?
Knowledge of good and evil.
No, but I'm saying free will. But what I'm saying is that whole section that they just read just showed how much free will they had already before she ate the fruit. So they gotta figure this out. If you're gonna read with context, you gotta read with context. That's what words say. Context. That's his favorite word. Context. Why? So you gotta understand the context. The context is if she didn't have free will, she wouldn't have ate the damn apple in the first place.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Because how the serpent gonna just say, well, you ain't gonna die, and she sees it now. Now it looks good to her. It didn't look good before the serpent said something.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So you can't just say, well, once they ate the fruit, they had free will. That's not how that goes. They had free will already. Or she had free will because Adam was doing what he was told.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? So women have. So if I was to go deep diving, I would say, well, damn, women have free will first because Adam did what he was told, and that's why I say women are closer to God than men. I'm just saying, but I don't want. I know your brain over there thinking about stuff now. My bad. Go ahead.
No, God wanted them to stay dumb. That's what happened. That's the truth. That's the truth. God wanted them to stay dumb. They was pets, bro. Just like I let my dog out in the back, they go run around and pee. That's what happened with Adam and Eve, man. They was pets. They was God's pets up until they knew good from evil. I mean, let's just be real. I don't see how people don't see it. They in a fucking garden, bro. Surrounded by a fence. They just take care of the garden. That's all they was tasked for. They couldn't have kids until after God cursed Eve. That's when she started having menstrual cycles. So I mean, what are we saying? Like they were fucking pets. And then the story is older than that to say they was pets. We ain't gonna get into that. Let me play some all this crazy shit.
Regardless of what man that you have, regardless of your covering, he's going to suffer no matter what. He has to pay the price. Men today understand that regardless of whether or not my mic is going in and out, or is it just my headphones?
Just your headphones. Just your headphones.
Regardless of whether or not we get you impregnated or not, we still have to be responsible for that. We go to jail regardless of if we want to take care of that kid or not. If we decide that we don't want to pay child support, even if it's not your child, a woman can put your name on the birth certificate and you will be imprisoned as a result of it. That is just the facts. It's men every single day that go to jail for things that they didn't do. They get accused of things that they didn't do every single day, meaning that men by default, even back in the word of God, is held accountable for the things that their wife do. But it doesn't absolve the woman from being responsible for her own decisions. It does not absolve her at all. And that's the part of the context that we're missing. We always want to put it on the men. And justifiably so, because men have to be responsible, and you've never seen how great a society is without men being great themselves. But we don't live in that time.
Oh, praises. Now, I want to finish what I was saying about
but I'm gonna let him finish.
Thank you so much.
Let's go ahead and get it. Let's go ahead.
Thank you so much. From Genesis chapter 3, verse 1 through 6.
He just read it.
Listen to me, please. May I speak? That's
you're right. I'm sorry.
I appreciate you so much. Genesis chapter 3. You read
1
it.
through 6.
Yes,
1
sir.
through 6,
that was,
right?
That was 1 through
Yep.
6. Yes, sir.
Did it say that Eve walked down the street?
No.
Did it say she ran around the corner? She said she gave it to her husband that was right next to her, meaning
It didn't say right
brother,
next to
brother,
her.
brother, that was
you
with her.
pervert
Brother,
the word
brother,
of God.
Can we read it one more time? It's on the screen.
Again, another thing Anton was complaining about, but he do it too. You know, he interrupt all you perverting the word of God, bro. How's he? Okay.
Didn't say
Can
he
we
was right
place it
next to her.
again?
And
Can we
Gabe-
place?
He said
Hold on.
that she
Anton,
talked to
hold
the
on for 1
serpent
minute,
by
brother.
herself.
1 minute,
he
brother.
was not there.
Brother, 1 minute, brother,
So check
please.
it out. I got it. It says, and gave also. She took.
Also,
She took.
Also,
of the
brother,
fruit-
brother.
She
Thank
took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also
Thank
onto
you.
her husband with her.
So you're going to ignore
and
also?
With her.
he
You're going to
did
ignore also?
Can you read it again? Because I don't know
I didn't
where
see
he learned
anywhere.
English from.
I didn't see anywhere in that
Where'd you
scripture
learn your English?
where it said that
Okay,
Adam was
let me
there
finish,
while
brother.
she was having a
So what the? Okay. So also negate that he was with her. I don't. What? I don't see the point of.
Yeah, I don't know. First of all, I don't know what they're arguing about. Whether it was here or there, that they well, he still ain't answered the question. I think we about half an hour into the conversation. He still ain't answered. Well, no, he did, but it was we still dancing around the question because it's not about okay. It's an individual basis. Did Adam pay 100% of it? No, he got it for free. So they was eating for free. So what the hell we talking about in the first place? Because they ain't do nothing to gain fruit from the garden in the first place. All they did was live. God was going to provide.
Exactly.
So what the hell are we talking about? So that's why it don't matter who does what. Because if you're going to do what you need to do, the inner God in you is going to provide for you guys to make it happen regardless. Especially if you two are working as one. That's why you need to work as one in the first place. But if you by yourself, of course you got to pull your own weight. You like the big old cattle. You got to pull if you by yourself. You ain't going if you yoke yourself by yourself, you got to do the work. Now, two of y'all working together, y'all both should be equally yoked. But that's another conversation. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead and rock out because I gotta take the dog out for a second. But
Yeah, but they're not making no sense. Well, they came to a conclusion, but they still dwelling on the word of God. Y'all got to stop dwelling on it because y'all don't even know what the hell it's saying in the first place. Whether he was there or not, he knew what the goddamn fruit was in the first place. He knew before she did because he was there first. So how he did? If he named everything, how would he not know what the hell the fruit was? He's tilling the ground. So he's supposed to know all of that in the first place. So why he don't know what he's eating before he eats it? He was that tired. All he did was walk to and fro. So how is he tired? So you grabbed the fruit from your lady, ate the fruit, and now we see everything. No, y'all saw everything before that. It was just shinier to you. Things are more clearer, like specks just fell out your eyes. But they had free will, they had all of that way before that. But that's his fault because if he was supposed to have been leading, he should have led her like, yo, I don't care what nobody says. Or was you surprised that the serpent was able to talk? Which one is it? If you leading, you should have let her listen. I don't care. Don't eat from that thing. And if you eat from it, we gonna die anyway. Because that's what she said. So why did she eat from it? Because she had free will to eat from it from the beginning. But it falls on the man anyway, because he's supposed to taught her that was you ain't supposed to do that from hell or high water. That's that wants and needs stuff that me and Word talk about all the time. Because she didn't need to eat it, she wanted it, and she tried it, and she paid for it. That's the wants and needs of a situation. But it's just different stroke for different folks, I guess. I don't know.
It was a waste of time to me when you trying to put this out to the media and to everybody and for y'all to be spending time on this. But I do want to say, as a woman, to me, it's like an insult to women because I feel like they're trying to say as if we can't operate without men. I don't like that. Like,
That's what the Bible says.
yeah, but that's a straight up insult and that's BS. And I don't like that. And then men take that and they use that and that's what they go on. And so now it's like, well, you can't think for yourself. So I'm supposed to be here to think for you. I don't like that shit as a woman.
Hmm. I think
I
that's a great
understand that.
point. I think
I
that's a great
understand
point
that. Hmm.
because a lot of the and like I said, people weaponize the words of the Bible, and they mainly weaponize it towards women. You know, you have to be obedient. I think like submissive. I think that's an idiotic term to use when it comes to human beings in the first place. Animals are submissive. You know, why do I need my wife to be submissive? I need her to cooperate. That's what I need her to do. I don't need her to submit to me, even though she'll tell you I submit to him. I don't need that shit from her. I need to cooperate. Help me. Let's do this shit together. That's why we in it together. Let's do it together. That's what I want. Fuck that submissive shit. You get animals to submit, man. Why would you want your wife to submit? I'm talking about the whole structure of the word. Like it does, but that's why it's in the Bible. And women, man, look, I'm telling y'all, that religion shit ain't for y'all. I keep telling y'all, you don't want to listen to me. But that shit was created by man, made for man to dominate and rule. Well, I ain't gonna say it was made for that, but that's what it's used for. But it was definitely written by man. Name one out, outside the book of Mary Magdalene. Name one book written by a woman.
You're right. It's definitely not for us. But that's the problem I had when they going back and forth, and they both trying to prove their point. But at the same time, you're degrading. It's like an insult to women. You're trying to say we can't think for ourselves. So that's why a man should have been there to protect her and should think for her. Like when they're going back and forth trying to prove their point. And it's like, yo, and exactly like you said, where the religion is not for women. It's just not because they make us feel like we dumb, we stupid. Uh,
Hmm.
we need a man to help us think about. Like to me, that's ridiculous.
You
Now, does
incompetent,
it? Do I? Huh?
and you incompetent. That's what it shows.
Right. It makes us look like that. Now, it can a man uh be around us and influence us in a certain way? I think it goes both ways.
It do.
It could go both ways because a man could think a certain way, but when he gets with a woman could make him have purpose. Because we
Yeah,
can say that like before, women, a man gets with a woman or whatever, he does idiotic things. Men can tend to do crazy things or whatever. And then when he gets with a woman, he matures majority of the time and, he takes care of the family and things like that. But it's just, I don't like that part of it.
that's understandable. I agree with that. It's just like I said, it's the way they depict the whole thing, right? Like like how they say women don't ain't supposed to lead. That's not even true because God had a woman rule his whole quote unquote his whole nation. So I don't know how he wouldn't want a woman to rule or things like that when he placed a woman in charge of his people. So that don't even make sense. The things that they say, like word says, they use it to benefit them. But if they really took the time to read everything, they would understand it's points and places for everybody. But because they only have a minor part for the women, they just think women are that minor part. No, the women play a bigger part than that, but they don't want to understand that part. So as long as they keep going with that, it's going to stay the same till somebody actually gets up there and shows why it's different and stop just being indoctrinated by the nonsense they already know. It's time for a change anyway.
And I'm gonna just tell y'all the truth of the matter. This is the reality, right? Both men and women are unstable. What stabilizes men and women are each other. So that's why it's a balance. That's why we seek our better half. Men and women do so. So where people get it mixed up at is trying to elevate one over the other, and it's not that. We both play integral parts. Men's priorities and the part they play are different from what women's are. But without it, then we unstable. That's just the reality. We stabilize, we balance one another. Can man be you highly effective without women? Yes. Can women be highly effective without men? Yes. But they both, to do that, you have to embody the other portion. The man have to embody their femininity, women have to embody their masculinity. And even though you can do it without, you still have to tap into something. I'm not gonna say unnatural because it's within everyone, but you can't focus on what you're solely good at if you do that. That's why it's two parts to the puzzle. You put them together, you got a whole piece. That's why it's a trinity. So, I mean,
There you go. You summarized what I was really trying to say.
mhm.
Boom, right there. Because they trying to just make it seem like we just stupid and we can't think
Nah,
for ourselves and we just incapable without a man.
nah, that ain't
Like
true.
listen when they get to talking. I'm like, wow.
And they don't even understand their own ignorance. I'm playing a little. I want to get to another part because we working on 2 hours, but let me find it.
Let me finish.
Conversation.
I
And when
understand
she
you don't
think-
like to be
and when
proven.
solve for something, or even when you try to be successful, they tell you to think about somebody other than yourself, because sometimes if you do it just for you, you won't care. But if you're doing it for your daughter, if you're doing it for,
You don't know. Heal. If your mother
is that
But this was accurate
the
though, y'all.
point, the point is that if you're gonna speak to the majority, speak to the majority of the population, not just the majority of men that you think fit under your narrative. Because
hold tight. I'm gonna close this poll real quick. We got
close out the polls real
5,200
quick.
people in the chat, guys. I asked you this topic of discussion: should men pay 100% of the bills? 50.
They still
to your question again, to bring it back, are women less submissive? Absolutely, but that's the context behind it. Finest. A lot of guys run out there and a lot of the foundation of their relationship is based off of sex. Like they don't have anything to stand on once they start to have conversations about things that's much deeper than what's on the surface. And
limit onto what you do because you're already in that field. I'm coming from her understanding.
So
now
go ahead.
now
they was talking about dating. They did want
that
to
have sacrificed. I
Start
love
to
that.
talk.
I love that because
I'ma
I
let
did.
him have it.
I did.
you didn't. You didn't.
When a man moves
didn't.
out of the attributes of God, that is his character.
No,
the
listen,
attributes
listen,
is the character,
listen,
my brother.
listen.
Can we do some? He can't read.
Listen,
Can we?
I can't read.
Can we?
Taking in about these very important conversations. And the crazy things, I'm looking at the chat. Even the chat is absolutely divided. Let's actually financial freedom, getting them financial education in the bag chaser community.
But when you're coming into a woman's life that has a child, you have to be able to lead.
Financial freedom, getting them financial education in the bag chase.
Been going crazy in the chat. Says Anton standing on business. He came prepared to shaking my head. Shout out to
Follower. You need to be a straight up follower of the word of God and get in your Bible and understand exactly what to look for, especially if you ain't got that covering, because the only person that can reveal it to you is God.
All praises due.
So check it out.
Stop laughing, word, because he did that. See, you see, I keep telling you, that's what you do when you want to get past the subject. He said, all right, Paul, praise. He's not even agreeing with him. It's like, all right, I'm gonna just, all right, whatever, let's move on. That's what that means. I want you to understand that, because you got to stop being annoyed when somebody say that, because ain't nobody sitting there trying to go through this. Look, they probably was on there for 2 hours. He's just like, all right, whatever, come on, let's just go on. You got to understand, because when they're arguing like that, ain't nobody even listening to each other, because it's not even a debate. They arguing. You yelling over me, I'm yelling over you. We ain't even hearing what each other's saying. So, all right, you got it. You right. And you keep it pushing. That's why I do that all the time. Like, you got it. You good. All right, cool. I made my point. You could keep making, you over talking me anyway. So you got it. You right. Okay, cool. That's what that means.
Man, this shit weird, bro.
I'm just telling you what it is, because they doing all this and that and that and that, and first of all, if you're gonna be a stepdad, you gotta have you gotta have emotional intelligence to be a stepdad or stepmom, because the passion that, like, for a woman, a passion that she would give to that step kid is straight nurture. A stepdad he's going to do his best to provide for that kid, knowing that's not his kid. He can't do anything that he wants, and the woman does the same thing. You need an emotional intelligence, because sometimes you give so much that you get upset with them. Like, wait a minute, that's not my child. But because of that, they doing the most of a situation, and they get involved with that child more than normal, and get upset when that child, you know what I mean, it steps out of line. And then that's when somebody say, well, that's not your child. So why am I here then? If I'm here to help you and I'm not allowed to help you with that situation, why am I here? That's why the step parent is no longer valuable. But I promise you, back in the 60s and 70s and 80s, there was step parents taking on people's kids, and they groomed them, they taught them this, that, and the third. And that was a valuable lesson. That was never frowned upon until you got to now, because they make a man look vulnerable. You look weak. You know, that's a great strength to be to love somebody that's not of you and from you, but they make it look weak. So all of this nonsense that they're talking about, they need to stop it. People step away from things because we do things out of turn. We get involved with people that you know, we think we emotionally intelligent, but we get soul tied to a person because we had sex. Now, you know, I think they want to have kids, so now they have kids, and then now there ain't nobody together. Somebody got to be there to groom that young lady. Somebody got to be there to groom that young man. And at the same time, the single parent that's got to go through all that, they got to provide for the kids, so they're going to need the help. But like I said, it's because single step parents are so frowned upon. It's like nobody wants to do that for whatever reason, because it ain't theirs. There's a lot of selfish people. When you're selfless, you could become that step parent. There's no I before team. So if you become that step parent, you're selfless. That's out of love and gratitude and things like that. You want to help that person because you really think that person is the one for you, but they get punished for it because they're doing the right thing. That's why it don't make sense for a lot of people.
Man, I want you to hear what these, man.
He know this about to go so bad.
No. Can I be truthful?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can I be truthful, please, brother?
This round you can't be there. Last round it was a little rough.
Okay. I don't believe personally that we should put our women in boxes. If a woman has a child or doesn't have a child, a good woman is a good woman. My wife had a child prior to me. And I love this child. This child loves me, but the child also knows that I'm not her father, but I play a role as a father figure in her life. She's probably watching right now. And if you're watching right now, baby girl, I love you and I'm thankful for you. When a man is able to lead, guide, and protect, when a man's able to walk with the attributes of the Most High God, it doesn't matter if the woman is single or not, because if a man can lead, he can lead. It doesn't matter if the woman has 3 children, 2 children, 1 child, no child. If the man can lead, he can lead. I believe, my opinion in my heart, that when a man is truly invested into God and into bettering himself, God's going to send him an aid, regardless if the aid has a child or no child. I don't think we should keep telling women, oh, your value is lowered because you have children. That makes no sense. Now, brothers, I believe that if you're unable to even deal with your own personal emotions, I think you should stay alone and by yourself, or get with a woman that has nothing else going on. Y'all can probably grow together. But when you're coming into a woman's life that has a child, you have to be able to lead. You have to be able to father. You have to be able to teach, and you have to be able to love unconditionally, because I love my wife's child as if she's my own flesh and blood. So I don't believe personally that we should put a woman in the box because a man might overlook a divine asset sent to him by God just because she has a child. I don't agree to that. And that's like me telling a woman, overlook this man because he has children. No, I believe an asset is an asset. A woman that has a child isn't a liability. And if she's coming into your life to help you maneuver into becoming your greatest version, because a woman can help a man become greater emotionally and mentally, she adds on to the man. And if the child is there, this man, especially if he doesn't have children, he can learn how to father through this. So ladies, please hear me. Your value is not dropped because you have children. Men, please hear me. Your value is not dropped because you have children. Some of you, or some of us, me included, weren't taught how to properly wait until marriage to have children. So I'm speaking to the brothers that's trying to figure it out by themselves. I'm speaking to the women that's trying to figure out by themselves. Love yourself. And never lower your value, regardless if you had children or not. Excuse me.
There you have it.
We 100% disagree on this one.
Okay.
The previous two, we had some.
What y'all think about that?
Yeah, I tell you up here.
Well, you know, I got kids, so I'm gonna think highly of myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm with y'all. I agree with y'all. You know, I feel like, but I also do feel like you had stated before, um, being a stepfather is not for everybody. You know, so I wouldn't say, oh, every man should accept a woman with kids. No, I just personally feel like if you feel like you can do the job, it's not gonna be a hassle for you, and that you don't mind being with the woman, then okay, you know, by all means, you know, do that or whatever. But I definitely agree with Yada when he said no woman should devalue herself. Yeah, so because I got kids, I'm supposed to devalue myself now? No, that's crazy. Not even think like that.
Big Mix, what up though, bro? What up though? I agree with y'all. The only thing I would add to that, it had a woman having kids devalue. It devalue at all. The only thing I would add to that
Wait,
though
say that
is
again?
it does not devalue the woman at all because she has kids
Um,
or a man. It don't devalue neither one. But you have to be aware, that just be aware what it comes with. Having kids out of marriage, and if you select the wrong person, it comes with something. But that's life. That's lessons in life people learn. But does that mean you less than a woman who doesn't have kids? No. I mean, shit. Women without kids would be just sometimes a bigger headache than a woman with kids. It just comes. Everything in life comes with something. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be people like Anton out there looking. But then it's like, this is why that don't make sense to me, because what if she was married with a husband doing everything right and he died? So that devalues her. Like it just because a woman has
right.
kids, that don't mean that the man left her. That's not all. That's not. I mean, so that's why I don't like the way he builds his narratives, because it's so many different things. Like the man could have passed away. What if the man just wasn't shit? Then I mean, okay, yeah, she messed up, but especially when you're young, are we supposed to not learn from life experiences? So just because, like he said in that thing in the beginning, well, if he ain't want you, why would we want you? Because maybe he didn't know what he had. Maybe he was immature.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I mean, to say to for him to make that statement, a woman's value is less than when she had kids. That's asinine. Man. That's truly asinine.
That's the old Anton right there. That's the Kevin Samuel Anton right there. He still sits with that. He was
Yep.
way worse with that. This is what I'm saying. Like all this, I found God and all this other nonsense. Nah, this is all new. But you know, it's difficult, right? Because we are doing things that we are doing things emotionally, right? Because if you feel like he's the one or she's the one, you're gonna submit, you're gonna entwine with that, right? So that's going to happen. mistakes are going to happen, but that don't mean she's less of a person or he's less of a person, because they could, if you make the mistake of having a person that's not worthy of you, you learn from that. You know, the fact that you may still have a blessing from the mistake of being with said man, that don't mean that child is not a blessing. So you can't keep running around here saying, you know, they devalue yourself. A blessing could never be devalued unless you don't work and elevate the blessing. That's why you know, moms are always great, because they're the nurturers. As long as they do their job, they nurture that blessing into a success. So you can't run around here and say they devalue. They're more of value because they're the ones that have to take care of the blessing. So you can't say a woman's devalued because she had a kid. The devalue is she may have chose the wrong person as far as who to help her raise the kid. But if she's doing all the work, she can't be devalued. She has to be valued in a way that nobody else can understand.
That's facts. Compatibility. I mean, let's hear what Anton got to say. I got to run and grab some
overlap, and we had some agreements. This one we don't. I like to get to the core root of the problem. And I think that what we do as a culture and as a society is we enable bad behavior by saying that it's okay. And it's not. It's not. The person that you have children with, the person that you have sex with, that's your husband, that's your wife. Before any of these Western modern laws that then incentivize people to get married, the person that you opened up your legs to was your husband. And so we have too many broken homes, and we're trying to puzzle this thing and Tetris it together to justify that it makes sense. Now, is there circumstances, because I'm never going to speak on somebody else's situation. I speak in general. I don't know him. I would never speak on his children or his wife. That has nothing to do with me. I appreciate that, brother. Right. So I have the utmost respect for him and his family. Thank you. So I'm just speaking in general. All right. So I want to make sure that I preface that, because I don't want there to be any attacks. Right. Understood. But my point is that we need to get back to the core and the root, because if you removed the safety net, people would be more accountable for the things that they did and who they opened up their legs to. Right now, more than ever, there's a pandemic, an epidemic of women celebrating women having children out of wedlock. And we know that statistically speaking, that is a bad situation. You are more likely to end up in jail. You're more likely to join a gang. You're more likely to need therapy. You're less likely to be successful when it comes to future relationships. You're less likely to become a millionaire and earn as much. You're more likely to have debt as a result of student loan debt and things and so on and so forth. And so if we gonna solve for this problem as a culture, we have to remove the incentives for people to think that it's okay to have families outside of the covenant that God has ordained for us to have. Now, do circumstances happen? Absolutely. But it absolutely does not. That is not the majority. Most people are intentional. And let me address something else that he said.
What?
What is the covenant? What is the covenant? What covenant is he talking about?
Man, this dude, he's just saying shit now, bro. This motherfucker said most people are intentional. Where? China? Japan? Like where? Not here in
They're
America.
intentional, not trying to be funny, but why are there a lot of single moms?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what would you say there's a percentage of single moms?
Holy crap, you scared me.
They woke up. I want to say, I don't want to say it's a big number, but you know, in our personal experience, it may seem bigger, right? Like it may be like a little bit under 50%, but because where we at in our neighborhoods and stuff like that, it's over 50%. You see what I'm saying? It may be more than that. So I don't know. But here's right, it could be less. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to like throw a number out like, oh, 60% of single moms is out there because of whatever. But here's the truth of the matter. The truth of the matter is he's talking all of this nonsense. But if we go on by what he's saying, people were getting married without being in love. So why the hell is everybody looking for love in his concept? If they were doing it for contractual reasons or to gain land or whatever the case, when did they start marrying for love? When did they intertwine for love? Because at the end of the day, some men get emotional too. Well, most of men get emotional. I don't know which man don't get emotional, but you get emotional when you find that right one. So the emotional attachment is going to be the soul tie in the first place. That's what's going to make you want to be attracted and want to go ahead and lay down with the person, that young lady. So I don't know what the hell they be talking about with this nonsense, but the fact of the matter is, y'all not speaking the way y'all supposed to speak. Because if you like you like that person for a reason. I'm not saying lust because she look good. I mean, that's one thing. But if you really like her, you're gonna want to grow with her and become one with her and really want to be with her. Things change, circumstances changes. That don't mean you didn't care for her. Y'all, yeah, the same way everybody says you could fall out of love. That's a true statement. But if you go on and fall out of love, that's going to be the result. You're going to have a single parent. So this talk that they're talking, it actually makes no type of sense because everybody's not going to be in love. Everybody have arguments, and you know what? I don't want to go. I don't want to stay with you no more. That's why divorces, the divorce rates are high because people not understanding you're supposed to go through a thing with a person. You don't supposed to just give up one person, but we give up very easily because because of our situations from before. A lot of us like, I ain't going through this. I don't want to be with him or I don't want to be with her. So they separate. That's why the single parent rates is going up anyway. The hell with the welfare and all that. I'm just saying in general, it's the emotional side that allows people to separate from one another. It ain't always about money and all that other stuff. So they can have that conversation with themselves, but they're not speaking a factual statement.
This is the thing, right? Antoine realizes it's a problem in the culture or society or whatever. He realizes that it's a problem, but doesn't state how to help with that problem. The way he states how to help with that problem, I guess I would say is that men don't get with women that have children. Instead of saying men, if you get with the woman and you have a child by her, you need to stand on business and take care of your child. Am I right on? Like, can somebody help me with that? Wouldn't
You,
that be the
you,
right thing?
yeah, because he's going to try to make it seem like the man should get married, but the man ain't even trying
The
to.
man, if,
He's not even. His intent ain't even to get married. The intent is to get laid.
right. And
So
then if
how
you
could
want to be real, I don't want to say like the man impregnated the woman, but somehow they got together. So both people are responsible.
hmm
I don't know what y'all talking about. I just know my daughter, man, she's scared to living shit out of me.
I just said one of the babies got up. I heard you know what in the world? I was like, yeah, one of the babies just woke up.
Cause I'm sitting there talking, she like, ah. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like I looked down, and I didn't hear her get out the bed or nothing, bro. I just heard, ah. I'm like, what the hell? She went her damn diaper change in the bottle. She wasn't playing.
But I definitely agree with what Tay said from the rip. This was like it was a waste of time for these two men to have a conversation. One, they didn't even agree to disagree. Two, there's no resolution to the thing. Y'all just wasted
Yeah.
people time. And the
Yeah,
content
y'all
creators, they
wasting
just
people
worry about the
time on here.
5,200 time. Y'all wasted 5,200 people's whole 2 hours or whatever many minutes it was. All this to say, I agree with it. I don't know. I didn't agree with no one because there's no conclusion to this thing. From what we just saw, there could be no conclusion from this because they're not talking about anything. Y'all talking
And
about
then they
scripture. Y'all
took
talking about. Go ahead, Chad.
my bad on one question, they took 40 over an hour. That's ridiculous. Like, man, come on, man.
And
It
like
needs
I
to be
said,
better organized.
most of the time, it was just Anton attacking Yada. Yada threw some shots at him. Because Anton started, oh, we will do ad hominems. I wanted to show y'all that part, but I'm like, Shit, it took us an hour just to get through the first 15, 20 minutes. Yeah, like you said, Commander, it's all content. This it like it wasted people time like us, like people like us who sit and have these conversations looking for solutions. It wasted our time, but everybody
Exactly.
else, they just like they came for the entertainment. That's why they like this person won, that person won. Like everybody actually lost because it was bullshit.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And I
Mhm.
100% agree. And for word, this is another reason why the community can't be built. Shit like this.
Mhm. Shit like
This
this.
very this very fucking video. Like we got into that conversation and look, everybody want to be right. If everybody want to be chiefs, who the hell gonna follow? We don't have any followers. They followed that bullshit. That's why everybody's individualized. Instead of working together, these concepts are just telling you to be an individual. It's not telling y'all to work together. There was no conversation of how we can fix the problem. None. Unless it's in the video, we didn't get to it. But from what we
Right.
heard, there was nothing to state how we could fix the problem.
And for
No,
me,
like he
I'm a
talking scripture.
realist. My
Mhm.
bad. Go ahead, Gary.
No, what I was gonna say is he talking all this goddamn scripture shit. Nigga say be abstinent. You ain't said nothing about abstinence not one fucking
Right.
time.
Right. Like give a
Mhm.
solution on it. You just y'all sitting up here throwing the Bible back and forth. And that's another thing. You throwing the Bible back and forth, but y'all ain't saying how to do stuff. You just saying, oh, get God this, God. Man, people need instructions. People need more clarity and information.
And this is why it's important that y'all tune in tomorrow because we talking about why religion hinders you. And don't get mad at me. I'm just stating facts and I'm gonna show you why. And you seeing it now. Is people you put God first. But how the hell do you put God first? Show me.
Right.
Show me
They
how to
keep
do that.
saying that.
Because y'all ain't showing me now. Ain't nothing you displayed in here is putting God first, bro. Ain't nothing you displayed. You attacking a brother for no reason. Y'all can't have a conversation. You, off the rip, you going at his throat. Like,
And
come
me,
on,
I'm
man.
realistic person. And I just feel like sometimes some of their answers for both of them, they weren't realistic.
Yeah.
We dealing with real life here. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And you can say, oh, don't have sex or don't date or wait until you get your bag up to get your money and then date. Like we gotta be realistic here.
Mhm.
Be
I agree with that
realistic. Like,
100%.
Like, what?
huh?
What? Now, let me ask you this, Tate. What would you tell young women about not becoming pregnant at an early age? What advice would you give them?
Just a woman in general, I would tell her because see, with women, we listen, we fall in love with. I don't want to say fall in love or whatever, but we'll get attracted, fall in love with a guy, whatever, by what he says. And men know this because this is why men talk the way they talk to women and they say all of the things they gonna do and this and that. And I would say, as a woman, okay, listen to what he has to say, but then see what he does. Look at the action. Does what he say match up with what he's doing? If it matches, then okay, you know. But if it doesn't matter, if he's saying one thing and then he's doing another, no ma'am, move on. Move on, because he's playing games. And that's what I would say. That's what trips a lot of us women up. This is how we end up getting pregnant, having babies. Is because we sit up here and we listen. Oh, I'm gonna do this. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. He whispering all of these good things in your ear. And as a woman, we take that. We take that word, we take it for what it is without even really knowing if the person is solid. Yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but that's exactly what we do. And we believe you. And a lot of men is caught hip to it and they know this. They know that if I tell her this, she's going to open her legs and do this, or she's going to allow me to do this. So if you are a young girl out there, I'm not going to say don't date like, yada or whatever, because let's be realistic. People young and, they interested in the opposite sex and stuff things are just going to happen. I would just say if you're a young girl, before you even lay down, you better make sure that this is something that you could get pregnant one time. That's all it take is one time. And this is something that you gonna be with this baby for 18 years, even longer, and are you willing to go through this by yourself without this person being there for you? So is he solid enough? Is what he telling you, is his actions matching up? Is that if you have a baby, he's still gonna be there for you? Or is he gonna take off running? Think about that.
And Gary, what would you tell young men?
I would tell young men to, before they do anything, it might sound impossible, but they must understand that patience is always going to be a key to anything that they do in life. Whether it's to, get into a relationship, finish school, all of these things are going to have to be with patience, because when things get rough, you have to stand there and absorb some of it. A lot of us are runners, right? So if we don't have the patience to go through a thing, we'll never see how far we can go. We'll just turn around. We'll go back into our old habits. But if you have the patience to go through a thing, you can actually see a better result by going through the storm. But once you don't have the patience, you can't see if that woman is for you. You can't see if you are enough for her. But if you have deception in your mind, you don't care about none of that. So patience ain't gonna matter. You just want to hit it, you hit it. But if you want a true relationship to become, to become that trinity, the patience must exist, right? Because you need a man, a woman to make the child, to make the trinity, right? So everything that's within you have to work in the trinity, the mind, body, and soul. But that takes time, and the only way you can take that time is with patience. So that's why you're gonna need patience throughout your entire relationship, your entire life, whatever relationship it is. So if there's a way to have a conversation about gaining patience for men, especially, I can't speak for them. I don't know how women have that conversation, but for men especially, you just can't just run out there and say, damn, she got a fat ass. Let me lie to her and then hit that thing. And then, you know, you get so tired and then you create a baby. It's time to dip. Nah, you gotta have patience. You gotta be able to read a person and say if she's the one or she's not the one. Because it's easy to just slide in a thing. It don't mean nothing to you. But when it means something to you, you gotta work for it. And that only comes with patience.
And I would tell young men, and I would tell young women this too. Yeah, sex might be fun and enjoyable, but it comes with a lot of responsibility. And once the responsibility of a child is here, it ain't going nowhere. Um, and if you ain't mature enough to handle that responsibility, at least be mature enough not to have sex right now. Just wait. Patient. Both of y'all said a lot of good things, and I just think adding that to it, we created more solutions than they did within this 5 minutes than they did this whole damn episode. Life is complex, but it's simple. It's simply complex, and I think we overthink things all the time, and we just don't look at the why. Again, we don't look at the why, and I think there's a lot of non-educational people depend on schools to teach their kids about sex, and I think that's part of the issue, that these conversations aren't had enough at home, and parents pushing it off to the education system to have it, but they can't have the intimate conversations with the kids that really will inform or educate the child. You telling a child, me looking at my parents, how I grew up, and them telling me the story, how they were young and had me, and they wasn't mature enough or they wasn't responsible enough at the time they had me, so my grandmother had to take care of me. You know, that I understood, like, okay, they did it the wrong way, but my grandmother was there to clean it up. You know, if it wasn't for my grandmother, I ain't no telling what, could have happened. But, thankfully she was there. I don't even have that luxury now. Both my parents work. So my parents can't just take care of my child while I go to school or do anything. Right. But that's why I waited, because I knew what kind of life I can give a child, or what kind of life I really couldn't give a child. When I was young, dumb, running around in the street, I had friends who had kids, and they died at an early age, and now their kids without a father. And then they start going down the same path because their daddy ain't there to steer them away. I seen that. So it comes with a lot of responsibility. Yeah, sex is fun, but once the kid get here, it's kind of like the life you knew was over. But some people don't even look at it like that, and they just keep living their life and don't even worry about the kid. I don't know, like that. I don't know how people do that shit, man. I just, like, it's something missing within you for you to walk away from your kid. I can imagine, like my daughter just came out, if y'all wasn't on the panel, I'd have been like, I'll be right back. I got to change her diaper, give my baby a bottle so she can lay back down. It's times where I'm like, okay, I got to go. It's times I didn't go live because my kids are sick. You know what I'm saying? Like, them things, everything to me, man. And I just don't see, it got to be something missing in people who just walk away from their kids. It's something that's missing inside of them. I don't see how you can do that shit.
Yeah, they got it's called lack of, right? Lack of love, lack of respect. Like you said the word intimate, right? Now, me and you, we've been on here talking about words and people playing with words. I'm pretty sure a lot of when you say it being intimate, the first thing they think about is sex.
Yeah, and it's not
And it's not that,
yeah.
right? You could be intimate and not even touch a person physically, but you could stimulate their mind. But that's for them, that's not intimate. You playing with my mind. You see what I'm saying? Just like if you say abundance, 90% of the people won't say, well, you got a lot of money. That's not what abundance is. Abundance means you can have a lot of something else. You could be abundant in understanding, abundant with wisdom, abundant with patience. But because everything that we think about is always physical, we always put those words into a physical concept, like intimate. Oh, you had to have sex. No, I want to be intimate with you by spending time with you. I want to be intimate by having a conversation with you. Oh no, we can't do that. That's going to lead to something. Yeah, it could lead to something down the road. But that's the patience and time that you need to add to that conversation. But because we use these words and we so instantaneous with the words, we going to think about the first thing: sex, money, power. You gotta get the time and patience to build yourself up to those things. But as long as you ain't gonna follow nobody, you'll never get there because you want to lead without understanding what the job entails. So you have to be a follower in order to be a great leader in the first place.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all want to do a part two of this, but yeah, I can't really hear no more tonight. This shit weird, man. I didn't listen to it. This is my second time listening to this shit today, and I'm disappointed. Yeah, I'm disappointed. I'm even disappointed at the people commenting. I'm disappointed at hearing the people break this shit down. I'm looking like, man, like this is why we all fucked up. This is where we at, man. Like, and I don't be wanting to say nothing, and I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna be quiet, man. 'Cause you know how I get when I get sleepy. I don't even know where the filter went, and I ain't got no more to put in. So, but it's like it's just this shit disappointing, man. It's disappointing because it's like I don't know. It's just the potential, man. The potential impact they could have had. These two brothers got platforms. They got followers. Like y'all could have really showed how two brothers can come together, collaborate, and get some shit done. But nah, y'all just show where we at. You know.
And their characteristics took their character took the hit because you put this crazy ass content out, and you know how we say your content is your character. You ain't got no, we can't tell what your character is because that shit was all over the place. So now this is my first impression of Yada. He's saying things, but he's not like he just saying it. He's not standing on it. He's not reaffirming it. Maybe because Anton is stopping him from doing it. But when you strong about your stance, you have to speak up a little bit. But sometimes I get it. You don't want to be confrontational. You want the message to be heard and not distorted. So he's gonna have to do better. Yada gonna have to do. He gonna have to do his own thing to where he could be heard. He needs to be listened to and not heard because we didn't even hear what the hell he was saying. He was being he was being disrupted so much that we couldn't even understand what his point was. And then he got stuck on that one point about the garden. Like, man, fuck the garden. Make your own garden.
Man, is
Make
another
your own
part.
garden. Yeah.
There's another part in here where Anton was like, "You told her to sell herself for $5,000." Some stuff. It was about dating. Like I said, if y'all want to review the rest of it, we can do it another day. But
Nope.
yeah, I think I heard enough from it. It's just nothing there. It's nothing useful to me. I'm just
Gary,
being
I
honest.
thought I thought Yada was straight. I think that's his personality. Yada cool. Yada ain't the type of dude that's gonna get rough, raw all in your face. That's just who Yada is.
No, I'm just he was still playing into Anton. Like, I mean, I think, like I said, if you talk about the actual debate, y'all to answer questions. Anton didn't, but at
Right.
the same time, I mean, y'all to say just it's not for everybody. His content is geared to a specific people. He tell you this is how I grew up. This is my culture. So I mean, I respect everything he said because that's his lifestyle. You know, I think Anton. I'm gonna just be real. Anton came in with an agenda. I think he wanted to sun Yada, and I think Yada, as far as that standpoint, Yada held his composure. He showed a lot of he gave a lot of insight too, but at the same time it's just this could have been better. It could have
It
been.
was just it was watered down. It wasn't even heard because the distraction was the argument. Well, the fake conversation. You answer the question, but there he keep Anton talk about context. You ain't allowing the man that put content in it, a context
Yeah,
in there because you disrupting the flow to make context. You gotta have the room and the opportunity to have context established. But if you sit there and talk about absolutely nothing, that's the result you're gonna get. You getting a word on stony ground. It ain't gonna last because the word gonna get choked out. The message gonna get choked out, and that's what the hell they did. They choked each other out so where nobody could understand what was the point of this live. What was the point of this podcast? Absolutely nothing. I think we heard like three questions and heard one person answer two of them, and the other one answered one. What are we going to learn
Right.
from this? What do we take
And I
from
should
this?
kick word
Absolutely
ass.
nothing.
Right. And I should kick word ass for making me look at this BS because I seen when it popped up on my page, my recommended page, and I said to myself, I'm not gonna watch it. And I scroll past it so many times because it kept popping up, kept popping up. Because I really felt like it was BS. So I really should kick word ass for making me sit here wasted. Damn near, I think I watched an hour and a half of it. Waste an hour and a half of my time.
Man, it was yeah, it was interesting. It was because I'm still because remember I told you at first I heard some Anton said I'm like, oh man, I want to rap with him, and then I started looking at his content like, oh hell no, I forgot what he was talking about, and I was like, yeah, that's dope.
You
I think
remember when I
it was like business or something. It was something with business, and I was like, oh, he from the D, like cool. And then I'm like, hell no, I ain't talking to this motherfucker.
that was a dude you told me about? Cause listen, you remember I did a video about him on lingerie and cocktails. You remember that?
I don't. I probably remember. I just didn't know it was him. Like, what was it
Oh
about?
yeah,
What
you
was the
didn't put
video?
two and two together.
Yeah, because I didn't. And like, if you didn't play, I just learned who he was like 2 months ago.
We played the video and everything on my channel over there. And it
Hmm.
was me, Amber, and the other girl,
What was he talking about?
Coco. And we pulled up. See, I can't remember exactly, but it was something like he degrading black women. And he was uplifting white women. And
I
he
remember
said,
you talking about that. I didn't know it was him. I did not.
that
I
was
didn't put no.
him.
Oh wow.
That
Because
was
what
him.
is the
That
lady
was his
name?
channel.
Ain't it some paprika or peppermint patty or some shit like that? Hey, pepperoni. Ain't it like some white lady who was saying some racist shit, and people was trying to check her. He came to her defense.
I don't remember that now.
Yeah, I think this was like probably a couple months ago. Peppermint patty. I don't know, paprika something.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about. Oh God, what the fuck is her name?
But they said she said some race. It was him. I think they said angry man or somebody else from the red pill community came to her defense. But I guess the
But
white lady be making money with him.
but a lot of his videos is like uplifting, like like white women are just the all that, and black women just trashing. If you go back like a few years back on his stuff, you'll see.
That's
I'm
wild though.
telling
Like
you,
your wife,
I'm
your
Yeah.
telling
daughter, your mama, all them black. How can you? I don't know,
you.
man.
This man
And
had
all
once
this
said
time he had a black wife, and I thought he had a white
all
wife.
that time, if she was black, and he'll tell you right after that, he'll tell you like he got her in control, and then he'll turn around and say the black culture is trash.
Mm.
But
He'll
I
kiss his
told you
wife and
he
then turn
not.
around and say the
I
black culture
told
is
you
trash.
he's a tether. He's not black. He's not foundational black. He's not
Yeah,
an
he don't think
African
he's black.
American.
He don't think that
Nah,
at all.
no, no, he not. I know from what I hear, he from like Africa.
What did
I,
he identify with? Milk Dud? Okay, let me shut up. I'm going to sleep.
I don't know. All I
Nigga
know is he
said
from the
milk
D.
dud.
No, don't
All I
put
know
that.
he's from the D.
Don't put that on the D. You better pick a
I'm just
Right,
side.
he
telling
It
from the
ain't from the.
D.
It
you,
ain't
Right.
he
from
from
the
the,
east
no, no,
side.
no, don't do
You're
that.
not. You're
Don't do
not
that.
from the east
Don't do
side,
that.
bro.
'Cause no, we
But
ain't doing that. Cause the
he ain't
other
from
day
the.
we was what up, son? What up, son?
Yeah, but
I'm
he ain't
from
from the
Brooklyn,
D.
son.
Do you know
But he
people
is
from?
from the D.
Nah, bro.
He from the D.
Where? Nah,
He
bro.
from the D.
He say what
Where?
up though. He
Where?
say what up
What up?
though.
What
Do
up,
you know
though?
how many? Do you know how many people from the suburbs say they from Detroit? He ain't from
Okay.
Detroit. He from suburbs, bro. What side you
Okay.
from? I don't know nobody,
I don't.
man. Like, we don't talk like
I
that.
don't know either.
He say
I'm just.
what up though.
He said, "What up,
Everybody say
though?"
what up though in Michigan because everybody want to be from the D, and they not. They come from these goddamn suburbs. They come in, buy the weed, and then they leave, and they think they from Detroit
Okay.
after that. No, you're not from Detroit. Just because you get gas in Detroit don't mean you from Detroit. I bet you live in
Nah.
Fort.
No, I don't know where he lives. He probably do. I don't know. He might live in Auburn Hills. I don't know. I don't
That's
know.
the suburbs. That's not Detroit, bro.
I
But
mean,
he
he
said,
does
"What up,
live in the
though?"
suburbs, but he
Nah,
do say
Yeah,
what
he
up
got
though.
money. He ain't.
And he
no,
What
he
up,
just
not.
though?
he just dropped a video about Lizzo coming down to Detroit,
I
and
know
he was
Lizzo
Mm,
saying
good. I know.
how he been to Detroit all his life, And how
Mm-hmm.
people love to say,
They
that's what I'm
all say
saying.
that.
Go watch the video.
They all say
That's
that.
right.
I worked with Liz. I met Lizzo twice before she was even famous. I met Lizzo, but I worked with her cousin for like about 12 years, and she lived with him. So I've been around. Look, that don't mean shit. She crazy as hell too.
No,
That
they
shit
said what I
weird,
know.
man. That shit weird. She was like a geek, bro. She was like a nerd. She was real cool, and then she just turned to a thought. Like that girl wouldn't even show her arms and shit.
Well, that just show you the influences of the world. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You don't like
That
when you go outside of your area, that shit is an influence.
that shit
You
was
know
like
what I mean?
I'm talking about. That shit is like night and day. She was like a sweet person, like kind of nerdy. She can sing her ass off though. But she was just cool, you know. Like she wasn't like she was shy. She was like conservative, and then she just turned into whatever she is now. All for that money. That shit weird, bro. She don't even fuck with her cousin no more. Like they took care of her. That shit fucked up, man. All because his dad was like, "What are you like he raised you down there, and he asked you why is you parading around like that? Like we ain't raised you like that." And she just said, "Fuck them." Like that shit.
Yeah, because the
Damn.
influences of the street. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's the thing that everybody keep talking about too. Well, if you get a two-family house, a two-parent household, that don't mean nothing. The influences is stronger than what you learn at home sometimes.
Hmm.
That they make things cool that's not cool. You could be in a two parent home, but you out there with the girls trying to be down with the girls, or you on the block with the fellas because they out there on the block. Your parents is middle class like a motherfucker. You live in a house, but you act like you from the projects. For what? For what? This is what I'm saying. The influences of today it's real, and until we understand that we have to get away from that, we're going to continuously be in the same problem. But we can't be watching videos and making videos like this because they're not helping us with an answer at all. We need the word to say, you know what? Listen, man, I'm doing this, this, and this, or we're going to talk about that. So I mean, like I always tell you, we may not get the numbers, but if you standing on your business, it's going to happen regardless. I don't care. I don't care if one person gets it. That's one person more than what you had yesterday.
Right.
So we can't keep giving in to your man from the D. What up though? And this little A town, he better be careful because you know he from the A. You know what they say about the A? You got. I'm just saying, you got to be careful. Stop repping things that you ain't supposed to be repping. If that ain't what you do, stand
Yeah, I
on
think
yours and not nobody else's.
he just moved back to Atlanta. But Commander, you goddamn right. I'm in the suburbs now. You know, fuck that. First train smoking, I'm gone. I'm out. Shit, them motherfuckers down there crazy as hell. Them little young boys, they'd knock your head off for a Fago pop. I'm straight. I ain't got time for that. I ain't trying to catch no case. These little young motherfuckers hyped up on these little dopes or whatever the hell they on now. I'm good. They crazy. You know, but yeah, but it's still a demeanor. When you grew up in Detroit, um, it is a demeanor you have. He don't represent Detroit at all. I want to know if look when you hear me say I'm from the D, I tell you East Warren proudly. That's where I grew up at. When people say I'm from Detroit and don't name the area, that's because their ass was in Metro Detroit. That's why they don't want to tell you. They claiming Metro Detroit. They can't tell you what block they from. There's people, man. There's people on here. They hear where I'm from. They be like, oh yeah, 7 Mile and Faircrest. They'd be like, oh, that's baby Vietnam. That's what we used to call it. That's the first residence I stayed in when we moved up here. You know, that's why it was a culture shock. I moved from the backwoods where everybody knew your name to the damn baby Vietnam and shit. 6 houses on the block. I'm like, do people really live on this block? This shit like a ghost town, like some shit you see on the movie where they evacuated. Like that's how my block looked. I'm dead serious. It's fucking bed mattresses and shit everywhere in the middle of the street. You got fucking half a roof. Like, how the fuck did half a roof get in the middle of the street? Crazy shit, man. Crazy shit. Barrels on fire and shit. People trying to stay warm on a block.
He ain't never been on a block, but he from Detroit. I'm just saying, that's what he say.
Nah, his ass from Metro Detroit.
He said, "What up, though? I'm a millionaire. What up, though?"
Yeah, that's how you know he ain't from Detroit, because he wouldn't be saying that shit. You from Detroit, you ain't telling nobody you rich. They gonna come get your ass. You ain't see what they just did to that pawn shop dude? They went and robbed him. Old man. He was like 72. He owned a jewelry store with a lot of like it was like a pawn shop. Some dudes came in like they was the power company, DTE. He took him downstairs and they unalived him, tied his wife up, couldn't find nothing. Let motherfuckers from the D think you got some money. That's why I walk around looking broke all the goddamn time. Yo ass gonna
Yep.
see if you rob me.
Mm-hmm. That's why.
He on his bike acting like I seen like one video. He riding a bike downtown by the Riverwalk. And he was like, "Yeah, like man, if them motherfuckers knew who you was, if they really knew you, your ass would have got hit over the head by now. Fuck out of here."
I would like to say to the chat, I apologize for this nonsensical conversation with these two guys. But for me personally, it just helped me to show y'all why we ain't got no community. We had a conversation we had a couple of weeks ago. This is why. You got me. Look, he talking about we both got money. Y'all don't pour it in nowhere. Y'all keep it for yourselves, and then you give us bullshit game like this to better ourselves. And that they ain't said nothing to better ourselves. Not one fucking word. What the fuck you here for? If y'all making content, make content. Get out of my way. Look, I'm straight. Shout out to the D. I'm straight.
I'm straight, bro. I'm straight.
That shit crazy. That shit though.
That's how that shit go, man. But yeah, man, if y'all want to pay somebody to get y'all a game, feel free. You know, pay me. Shit, I've been doing this since I've been on it. You know, I made all this shit easy, so easy. People don't even want to try it. But I promise you, you'll benefit from it. You do what I say. I don't know what the fuck they talking about. These people weird, and this is like that's what I'm saying. I can't do that, bro. I can't sit here like I'm not gonna sit here. I know the Bible, bro. You know how jiggy I can get with it if I wanted to. I can hustle the shit out of y'all if I wanted to.
I'm like, damn, they just misquote the whole Bible for what?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm gonna be accurate. It's just like I just know I'm not gonna say that, but I just know there's a better way. It's something that came before that, and I'm trying to introduce y'all to that, man. I'm just trying to take y'all to the source, man. That's it. I'm just trying to explain. I'm just trying to tell y'all right because they've been telling y'all left. That's it.
Well, they need to stop talking because that shit had me almost pissed off. These niggas is misquoting like a motherfucker. He with us. He was there. I wouldn't give a damn if he was there or not. If he knew the fruit, what the hell he eat it for?
Man, that shit was crazy. Bro, no, you got. I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna timestamp it. This other video, or bro, that shit was wild. I'm like, he literally said that shit. Like Adam wasn't the first man; it was Cain and Abel. I'm like, what? And then he was like, Adam wasn't a human until he bit the apple. I'm looking like, bro, y'all need to get into that book. Y'all need.
But a lot of people. I promise you, a lot of people really believe that they was just souls walking on the earth. I'm telling you. I know what the Bible said, but the translations of the Bible was really, that's what I'm saying. All these different translations, because some of them they say, you know what, they sold skin. They literally, like the Bible says, they literally sold skin onto themselves. You read it literally, like how the hell you sold skin on yourself? So what was they before the skin?
Oh man, and see, y'all gotta start reading crazy shit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's things that literally say that, and I'm like, damn. So they was just walking around bodiless, But if they ain't had no soul, what the hell was they eating for? So they ate they ate the food to get skin. Like that don't even make sense either. But I'm telling you, it's crazy.
Where people should stop thinking that is when God took a fucking rib out of Adam and made Eve. How the fuck you gonna take a rib out of a soul? How? That's human anatomy. That's physical anatomy. You know, after that, it shouldn't even be a conversation. That's what I say. I can't talk when people say shit like that. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on. How we go? Like, how you gonna say Cain and Abel was the first man when they came from Adam, bro? Like, they was the kids of Adam after they kicked out the garden. And then I heard somebody say, God told Adam and Eve to go forth and be fruitful. I'm like, where? That's when they made the first man and woman. That's why you know it's two creation stories. Because Adam went directly into the garden. And Eve came out of Adam's rib. And when God kicked them out the garden, that was punishment. He didn't tell them to go be fruitful after he punishing them. Like, nah. Like, bruh. I don't know, man. It's just, I don't know. People be
I don't know about
believe.
Yeah, like, but that's what I'm saying. You might have to do Bible study. We might will do Bible study.
Yeah, we're gonna do a Bible study, y'all. Y'all want to do a Bible study?
Might will do Bible study.
That'll be fun.
Get it. Okay, like how we did the first, one. Okay, look, this is the first part of creation. This is the second creation. This is what happened after they left the garden. Like,
Commander.
What Commander say?
She said she misunderstood fruitful and ate the fruit.
You know what? That's why they're gonna send you to over the border. See how you do that, Commander? Stop it,
man. But yeah, look. So tell everybody. If y'all donate me $100, I'll do Bible study. Other than that, I ain't. Nah, y'all crazy. You need to donate. Look, however long it take, y'all donate me $100. We'll do Bible
Donkey
study. Yeah, I was gonna play it tonight, but I don't feel like editing the video. I gotta find another song. That's my shit, bro. That's my shit. I gotta find another.
I want to know if Commander actually tried that dance that the dude was doing. That's all I want to know. I'm like, get down, Commander. Go ahead. Yeah, but this, oh my God, you need to go to HR after this video. Oh my God.
I mean, I was that petty. I wasn't petty.
No, this you can't. This video was petty as hell.
Yeah. Let me take this shit off the screen. I'm tired of looking at both of them.
No black motherfucker. Oh, hey.
I'm straight. That shit wild. Let me get.
She ate the wrong seed, Commander. I understand. She ain't had that mustard seed. I know that. Ain't no faith in none of it. It wasn't even no faith back then. You know what? Let me leave this damn Bible alone because there's people retarded. I don't think they understand it.
No,
they don't even.
They don't understand. Read it, bro. This shit wild. Like the snake gave her the apple. I bet you he really believed that too. I bet you a lot of people believe the snake gave her the apple.
Because that's what he said. They don't want to do the work. And that's why we're going to keep falling short because nobody want to do the work. That's why faith is dead because they don't want to do the work. That's why love is dead because they don't want to do the work. All of this shit takes work and they don't want to do the work. That's why it's easier to hate than love. People don't understand that. It's easier to have chaos than it is peace. That's why we got this nonsense. They do one little thing right to get peace, and then they take 5 steps back just because there's too much work to do peace and want to go back to what they know best. I'm telling you, the word plays is unbelievable. This is why we need the word back. We glad the word back, though. We glad.
Guess who's back? Back again. Word is back.
Oh, he know Eminem. Anton say he know Eminem. Don't do that. He say he with the D.
Back, bro. Man, bro. We love Eminem in the day.
I'm about to Google his ass.
Who, Eminem?
No, Anton.
Oh, I ain't even about to mess. I ain't even about to hurt my computer doing that, bro.
I'm looking his ass up right now. Anton.
Didn't I do the show called True Creation Stories or something like that? Is that the name?
Who?
No, I remember. Yeah, the True Creation Stories 3 months ago.
Yeah, you did that. You did that. I'm just saying, y'all look at this dude. I'm just shit. Y'all might as well go ahead and look at all his shit because that nigga's crazy.
Oh, what the hell did I just fucking do?
Look, they say he a real estate mogul. You ain't never heard of this guy in the D? He a real estate mogul.
I did real estate. I'm telling you, I never heard of it until a couple months ago. I'm just being honest, man.
I can't. They ain't talking about him. They don't say what part. They just say he from Detroit. They ain't.
But us, the Elohim, right? Pay attention to that. 'Cause I'm gonna break some of it down for you. So Elohim is word for God in Hebrew. It's deeper than rap though, but that's the word for God. But it's actual plural, gods. Gods, gods, and that's important because I'm gonna take you on a ride. I'm gonna show you something. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, the Elohim created man. So y'all go check that out. If you're watching on the replay, go check that out. Two creation stories. The two creation stories breakdown. Yeah, that's the name of it. It's 3 months ago. Y'all go check that out. Good video, because I did it.
Yeah, I was on that panel, right? I was on that panel.
Yeah, that was the shiznit. Welcome back. Going like
because we had the same conversation. Like, yo, wait a minute, man. So what was they before that? And this, and this. They sold skin off. Like we touched everything we spoke about. Everything you said. We had that conversation on that very live. Everything from the garden.
Yeah, Guinnesses. You know how much money I made debating Guinnesses with people? Well, I keep calling it Guinnesses like the beer, but Genesis. You know how much money I made debating Genesis with people? I done told people ass up. I probably made like $700-800 debating that shit, bro.
Oh shit, you might well go on and debate that.
Man, it ain't even fun debating because the people who say I want to debate, they don't even know shit, bro. Because if they hear what I say, they'd be like, okay, I ain't debate. It's nothing to debate. If you know the Bible, when I say something about it, it ain't nothing to debate. Like when I say it's two creation stories, that's all I can show. If I had the book of Generation, which I have, it's not an actual copy, but it's like I printed it out and put it in the binder, but it's in the storage locker. So I don't have the actual book, but I had a friend. I just Xeroxed the pages and created my own book. But I do get I do got it in that form, but it's not the actual book. But you will see it's 3 creations. Why do you think people keep saying God already destroyed the earth twice? You ever hear people say that? Where they get that?
Yeah, I did that. I don't know where they get it from. I know that's why. I think this is the 3rd creation. That's why it was voided in 2nd place.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean? So this is why I say, like, people don't like when you go into your own understanding because they say it's far fetched, but it makes sense. If it makes sense to you, you gotta see if it works for you. Like that's just it. Let us. He said, "Let us." So he talking to himself 3 times. What the hell is that?
Man, I heard people say he talking to Jesus. Like what? What? Jesus ain't even real. You mean Yeshua? Like, if we ain't changing God's word, why is we calling Yeshua Jesus? I'm not understanding none of this, man. I'm lost. We ain't changing God's word. We know the man still to choose to call him something else. Okay, look, we ain't gonna get in on that. Let me get my ass off here for real.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead, get you some sleep. Let's go Vikings.
Hey man, I'm about to watch Found. Colt, what's it? Colt? What was that dude name? Yeah, I
Cody.
watched. Yeah, he suggested that. I watched the first episode, and it's fucking trippy. So I'm kind of into
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Because that's what the black. Yeah, she got the white man, and yeah, I
I
heard
didn't know
about
that
that.
until the end of the first episode. I didn't know she had his ass. I'm looking like, oh, this fucking be tripped out, and I was like, I need
Yeah.
some sleep. I ain't gonna watch no more.
Mhm.
Sleep on it. Usually I'd be watching something and fall asleep, and it'd be like 4 episodes the next day. I didn't watch. Well, I was like, nah, I'm gonna just watch this and then go to sleep, and then I'll watch the rest of that.
That's a pretty interesting show. I will say that it's very interesting. That just came out last year, I think. Well, yeah, last year, and now they're on their second season.
Oh, for
It's a
real?
good show. You got a lot of catching up to do.
Oh, well, after these next couple days, I'm probably gonna be going for like 4 or 5 days binge watching. 'Cause I got 2 shows,
Okay.
so yeah, it's either
Nope.
come to y'all or binge watch shows. So I'm
Command,
gonna watch next.
Commander gonna take over. Commander gonna start doing lives when you go
That
on your hiatus.
that'd be dope. I really want Commander to get into that true crime. I think that'd be dope. I'm gonna be over there.
Yeah, because she tells a story. I mean, I don't think she understands the her voice is this like it'll
Yeah.
make you stay tuned. Like she's saying it all calm and everything. Like Donkey Punch. Like oh my god, that's real.
Mhm.
But
This
shout
is
out to Commander.
classic. That's just classic. Hey, did y'all see Nate's thumbnail for tomorrow? That's kind of dope. He got the it thumbnail.
Shout out to Nate.
It's crazy. Yeah.
hmm Y'all please share this out. So you know we ain't trying to make word look crazy, but I promise you everything we start to do here it just leads to something else that we have spoken about before. We just want y'all to see that that we're trying to be on the right track because we just need to be on the right track, and it's not about us being right; it's about us getting it right. And
Right.
these videos and things like that, it's helping us immensely. I promise y'all. Y'all continue to bear with us. We gonna get there. We gonna get to the point where we gonna have to figure it out ourselves because everything that we showing, we speaking about is all connected. The dots are being connected right now. We ain't gotta cross the T's. The I's are just the dots are being connected. Y'all want to see the picture once we get to that last dot, and y'all gonna say, you know what? Shout out to Word because he been telling us this for a little while now. Now we see the picture. Y'all stay tuned though.
No, it was Colt. It was Colty because I
Nah,
had
this
wrote
is
it down when he said it. But what everything he said is right. Y'all when y'all really click into what I'm saying, you're gonna be like, this motherfucker crazy. And yes, I am. I have a unique way. I have a unique way of teaching. Like I said, like even this episode, watching it, I didn't care about the debate. I wanted to point out in real time, like, look, this is what an ad hominem looks like. I wanted to show you how people narrate shit, how people, this is because you just seen a manipulator at work. How Commander was calling a lot of shit out in the chat. That's why I'm like, that's my nine. Like she was saying that shit, but this is like these people who have the education and knowledge, this is how they abuse it, by taking advantage of people who are unaware of it. But like me and him having a conversation from the get-go, as soon as he did it, I'd be like, damn, bro, ain't we supposed to be having a conversation? Why you throwing that homonym? I would have pulled him on the shit, like, hold on, bro, what that got to do with this? We talking about this. Why you talking about me? Like, is this what we gonna do? You just gonna be attacking me? What did I tell y'all about people who people don't ever speak down, they speak up. So that man might have more money than Yada, but he know he ain't shit. That's why he had to constantly attack him. Why would you attack a man that you superior to? You wouldn't need to. Your words would be more effective if you knew what the fuck you was talking about. You were deflecting like a motherfucker. And then you had to come in. Look, I don't demand shit. When I hit a room, I command. When I'm in a room, you know I'm in that motherfucker. And I dare the motherfucker to try something. They won't. Never have, never will. You know why? My motherfucking aura. I don't have to demand shit from nobody. And when I speak, how many times like shit get unruly, I be like, hey, hold on, we ain't doing that. We doing this. People be like, okay, they fall in line. That's out of respect because I command it. I ain't demanding shit. If you can't get with it, get the fuck out of here. Simple as that. We'll keep it moving. I ain't gotta do all that fuck shit they do. I ain't gotta sit here and flex on nobody. But I'm a bad motherfucker in real life. I ain't gotta convince y'all that shit.
Shut your mouth.
Let me
Shout out to B. Yes, sir.
I appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to Tay. She sent me a super chat. I forgot to hit the button. I'm gonna hit that and then I'm gonna get out of here. She's super thanks, man. Yeah, y'all can donate too if y'all on a replay and y'all like, hey, word says some good shit. Go ahead and throw me a super thanks. That's just another way you can support the channel. I get those too, so appreciate y'all. But I'm gonna play this and then I'm out. Shout out to the sis.
Come on, get that money, 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 money. I don't come the money, money.